the memories of this game last a lifetime. By downloading the digital game file of this contest, you can have your own personal copy of this game forever. These make great gifts for the student athletes involved. Just click the Order Now button for more details.
Welcome to What If Idaho, the home of 1,000 paths for those that embrace possibility. There's no better place to be if you're looking for that next career, or just exploring. Life is a wide open door, no matter your age. Here at Next Steps Idaho, you can research careers and training options that work for you, and start a dashboard to keep your plans moving forward, so you can route your path from what if to what is at nextsteps.idaho.gov.
A hit in the morning, another between class, after school, and more before bed. Vaping sucks you in quick. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems everyone's talking about. That's why thousands of teens are ready to take back their life their own way with My Life, My Quit. When you sign up with us, you'll get a free and simple quit plan that makes it easier to stop vaping. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
I am Kevin, and I'm from Idaho Falls. It's important for the disabled to be vaccinated because of COVID. I chose to be vaccinated because I didn't want to be sick or in the hospital. Getting the vaccination, my experience was painless and worth it. It was a very wise choice.
At Valleywide Cooperative, we're here when you need us. For 100 years, we have been here to help you with food, fuel, and good old-fashioned advice. And for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life, which is why we pour so much into the communities around us. We've employed hundreds of your neighbors. We take pride in that, and in giving back millions in sponsorships, grants, donations, and scholarships. It's our way of saying thanks. We're Valleywide, and yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're here for you.
Our army of IdahoSports.com action photographers are covering games all over the state. And now we've revamped our galleries to make it even easier to find and order your favorite action shots. Just go to IdahoSports.com and click the Action Photos link in the menu.
Dear road rivals, you may have four wheels and a similar build, but our resemblance ends right there. Later, Toyota.
Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
Okay, who here has reached peak fall?
Peak what?
Peak fall!
I am wearing plaid.
And I'm wearing a cardigan.
I guess I am eating snickerdoodle cookie dough.
And I am eating a pumpkin pie blizzard.
The new DQ Fall Blizzard menu has reached peak fall. Pumpkin pie, snickerdoodle cookie dough, and more. They are back!
I just love fall.
Apparently we all do.
Oh, they did it! Peak fall achieved! DQ, happy.
Make the memories of this game last a lifetime. By downloading the digital game file of this contest, you can have your own personal copy of this game forever. These make great gifts for the student athletes involved. Just click the Order Now button for more details.
I am not good enough. I will never believe I'm ready.
College isn't for me, and I need to stop thinking my life can change. If only I could see things differently. My life can change, and I need to stop thinking college isn't for me.
I'm ready. I will never believe I am not good enough.
Dear Detour, you asked us to measure up. So yeah, we did. When life slings you mud, sling it right back. Stay strong. Toyota Trucks.
Toyota. Let's go places.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Albertson Stadium on the campus of Boise State University in downtown Boise for the first inaugural, what we hope to be a continuing event here, the Battle in Boise presented by Southern Solar Pros. Coverage on IdahoSports.com is presented by Project Filter, the Idaho Transportation Department, the Idaho Department of Health and Welfare, Valleywide Cooperative, Next Steps Idaho, your local Toyota dealers, as well as P1 FCU. Hi, everybody. I'm Logan Green, joined alongside Lucas Gebhart and Paul Kingsbury. We are here for the inaugural Battle in Boise, Lucas, something that I mentioned just a second ago that we hope is a continuing event. This will be the testing, right, of the event, and we'll see how it goes. And that's what Cam Anderson, he's the guy from Burley that got this all put together, that hopefully they want to continue it, make it a 2-day event. But this is event number 1. It should be a great one.
Yeah, event number 1 and game number 1 here with the Battle of Boise. Sort of a little bit of a take of the Rocky Mountain Rumble that they do over in eastern Idaho. They've done that for several years. It was over at Holt Arena a few years ago. They've held it at Madison ever since the pandemic kind of came along. But, I mean, the idea with the Rocky Mountain Rumble is to bring up a team from Utah, have them play a team from Idaho, and kind of showcase Idaho high school football a little bit. This one a little bit of a different flavor. They kind of want to keep it only in Idaho. And so what we have here is the state champion in 1A D1, state champion in 1A D2. That's just a heck of a way to kick it off. And then the nightcap tonight, we're going to see one of the best high school football players that has ever suited up in the state of Idaho, Gatlin Bear. And that's going to be our nightcap tonight. And then a 3A, 4A matchup, Fruitland, Valley View, smack there in the middle. So, certainly hope that this could continue year after year. I mean, this is one of the coolest venues in the entire country.
Right.
It's a blue field.
Yeah. No, and
fields aren't blue normally.
And it's a great chance for these kids to be able to play on the blue. You know, it's not usually if you get a chance, it's in the state championship, and even that is typically they'll play it somewhere else for the smaller classifications. So a great opportunity here. Enough about the event. Let's talk about this game. It matters to these two teams. These two met a year ago in Cambridge. I was there for that. It was a hot day in Cambridge, but I tell you, it was the best game I saw last year. Doesn't matter. I covered games from 1A, D2 to 5A, and that was the best game. And these two teams are phenomenal. Kendrick, back-to-back state champions. Oakley has won 3 straight championships. And honestly, there is nothing in the way of either one of these two to not get another one this year. Both just phenomenal football teams. Last year, Kendrick won 52-48. They went on a drive at the end of the game. It was going to come down to who had the ball last. Kendrick scored with about 40 seconds left. The next drive, Porter Pickett, the quarterback for Oakley, threw an interception, and that was all she wrote. Kendrick was able to run out the clock from there. This should be no different. Both teams lost pieces, but at the end of the day, both teams are very similar, and they brought back a lot of pieces as well. Probably the best player on the field will be the quarterback from Kendrick, Ty Kep. This is his senior year. He's been starting since he was a freshman, and he is, regardless of classification, one of the best quarterbacks in the state.
Yeah, and Ty Kep, he's a 4-year starter, senior quarterback for Kendrick. And you mentioned that both these two teams lost some pieces from last year. I mean, that's just kind of a given with how these two programs have been over the last few years. You're as good as Kendrick, or you're as good as Oakley has been, especially in the 8-man game where the schools aren't quite as big as some of the bigger 4A, 5As, or even 3As and 2As. You're going to lose some pieces year after year.
Right.
But, the key for both of these schools, these are programs that have built well-established football programs within these 1A classifications and really know how to use the entire length of the field. And that's what the really good schools at the 1A level do, is they use the entire width of the field and use the speed to their advantage.
Yes.
Get your athletes in one-on-one situations, basically from the numbers and outside. And that's both these two schools are really good at doing that. Both these schools put up 66 points last week, and I think we're going to see maybe not up in the 60s, but I certainly think both schools are capable of getting in the 40s.
There's going to be some points scored here today. And, one thing about 8-man football is you have to be able to tackle in open field. Because that's all it is. You don't see a lot of combo tackles. It's usually one-on-one. You have to be fundamentally sound in your tackling, and both these teams, that's something that you will see from both of them. As opening kickoff coming your way, Oakley will receive the opening kickoff. Kendrick will kick it away. Let's just thank really quick some of the sponsors here for today's game. Clark's for Shopping, Oakley Valley Stone, Industrial Ventilation, AMI Supply, Dairy Queen, Ken and Valerie Hobart with Windermeyer Real Estate, Strom Electric, George F. Brocky and Sons, Golden Valley Beef, and finally Lee's Furniture, Floors, and more. Again, Kendrick will kick this one off to start here from Albertson Stadium. We are on the Kendrick side of the field, so Oakley is across the way. The Oakley fans are mostly all in the shade. The students are down low, but I would be with the parents in the shade as we're up top and in a nice spot here at Albertson Stadium. So here we go. Kendrick set to boot it away from the 40-yard line, and the opening battle in Boise is underway. Kickoff will be returned by number 30, Bryce Sevier. Sevier into the second level. He's across the 40. It's Sevier, one man to beat, and he's going to take the opening kickoff all the way to the house. Bryce Sevier, what a statement on play number 1 of the battle in Boise.
Yeah, what a way to start there for this event even, just to have the opening kickoff of this event returned all the way to the house. And Sevier, a 5'10", 160-pound senior, kind of danced his way down the sideline there, a little bit down that far side. And it's only 8 guys on the field, so you got to stay in your lanes if you're kick coverage. And that time, Kendrick did not, and Sevier takes it back for 6.
And that's one where he had to fight off a tackle right there around the 30-yard line, and that's all that was between him and that orange turf down there, and he gets through. What a return for him. He was a guy that was injured a lot of last year as they line up going for 2 here, as they usually do an 8-man. They'll try to cut inside. Nothing there, and Kendrick all over it. That time for Oakley, number 3, Zane Sheffrey. Sherfy tried to go inside, nothing there. And this, Lucas, this could be where we find the difference in this game, is that you have to convert those conversions. I think both teams are going to score. We saw it on the opening kickoff, right? They're going to score, and can you get those conversions knocked in?
Yeah, and that's exactly what it is. And, you know, especially, you just saw it on that kick return there for Oakley. One missed tackle is all it takes at this level. And that we talked about it in the open. You miss one tackle, and now you're off to the races.
Yes.
And it's a foot race down the sideline, especially because you play 8-man football on an 11-man field. So there's just so much extra space out there. And the responsibilities, especially in those one-on-one situations, absolutely critical defensively, special teams, that you tackle, make that tackle in that one-on-one situation. And, you know, going back to that 2-point conversion, Sherfy there's just nowhere to run for him, just straight up the middle, and you get some hats to the ball. Even if you miss that one tackle, now you got 2-3 guys there.
Yeah, Kendrick was all over it. You know, they said, okay, we got that one out of our system, and now we'll just do this again. This one will be fielded at the 19-yard line, and right in on the tackle, number 20, Bridger Duncan, the All-State player. He wraps up number 19, Sawyer Hewitt, and that's where Kendrick will take over 1st and 10, ball at the 28-yard line.
Yeah, that's a great job in coverage there for Duncan as he just races in, makes that tackle, and now Kendrick, how do you respond down 6-0 here? Just 20, not even 20 seconds into this thing.
No, yeah, 17 seconds have come off the clock. So Ty Kep steps onto the field in the shotgun. All the receivers there to the far side for him as you see it. Kep waits the snap. He'll look to throw left side. He's going to go deep. He's got a man around the 45. This was intercepted. Oakley has come out to play today. That one picked off by number 13, Isaac Cranny. And you are just hearing Oakley names. If I told you, Lucas, there was 3 players to watch on Oakley's team, I would have told you Bryce Sevier. I would have told you Isaac Cranny. Those would have been the 2 immediately, and Bridger Duncan. And all 3 have come up with the 3 big plays today for Oakley.
That's why Oakley has won the state championship. You know, in the last 3 years, they have guys in this program that just go up and make plays. You know, you have the kick return. Now you have Cranny going up and just winning a jump ball. I mean, that was kind of thrown up into a jump ball situation, and Cranny just went up and got it. He just wanted the ball more than the other 2 players involved in that play.
1st and 10 here for Oakley. Ball on the 42-yard line. Quick pass out to the left side. Again, there's that one-on-one you mentioned, and there's the tackle. Number 19, Sawyer Hewitt, comes up with it. again, it's going to be one-on-one in almost every situation, and you got to be able to tackle. Hewitt does there.
Yeah, and not by a whole lot either.
I know. He was there was some blue turf to go in front of him there.
Yeah, but I mean it's a very simple offense. It's literally get it out in space to your playmakers. It's a very simple screen pass, and hey, get it out to your playmakers, have them make a move, and here we go.
Second down. Here's the handoff to Cranny, and he's got nowhere to go. First one there for Kendrick, number 34, Dallas Morgan on the stop.
Yeah, this is a big play coming up here as we had the short completion on the screen pass and first down. Now you have a run that didn't really go anywhere, so now you're looking at a 3rd and 7 or 8. This is a critical play defensively for Kendrick to get off the field because they've kind of been punched in the mouth a little bit here in the opening minute with the kick return and the interception.
Millard comes in motion. They'll hand off again, and Kendrick nowhere to run on that defense. They haven't had a chance to play defense. That kickoff got ran back, and their defense comes out with a quick 3 and out, and Oakley will be forced to punt. And Cranny was the guy last year that usually booted it for the Hornets, and he's back there again.
Yeah,
great defense.
That's a great stop defensively for Kendrick, especially not only get off the field, but to do it in a 3 and out. Because this was really a moment where Oakley could have really started to kind of run away with it even a little bit.
Going up 2 scores would have been tough to come back from. This punt still rolling. Lots of room here for Kendrick. A wham of a hit there by Oakley. That's number 18, Bragg Bench. I thought Kendrick had some room over there on that far side, but Bench closed the gap quickly. So almost the exact same spot as earlier. This one will be around the 23. Kendrick going to get another shot at it here.
Yeah, it just seems like Oakley's come out with a little more energy just in this first. I mean, we played 2 minutes of the game, so we have a lot of game left to play. But Oakley really came out with some really good energy, and I think it kind of caught Kendrick back on their heels a little bit.
So first down play, they'll keep it on the ground, rolling forward close to the marker. I think they will have the first down to the 34-yard line.
Yeah, just a real simple play. Ty Cap, the quarterback, just keeps it on the draw play. One of the better athletes on this team for Kendrick, and that's just a drive starter. Let's do one of the first plays we install in the offense. Get the ball in the hands of one of our best athletes. You don't have to hand it off. You don't have to run it. Let's just go straight ahead and get this thing moving.
Trips here to the near side for Kep. Hewitt will come back beside him. There's a handoff to Hewitt. He's got some room. He cuts back inside, rolls forward down to the 43-yard line. Pickup of about 8. And Kendrick probably never envisioned in this one a kickoff return going against them on the first play, and then their first play throwing an interception. And here they are still, though, only down 6, moving the ball. It could have been a lot worse for the Tigers. Second down, and here's a run up the middle. They'll have the first down, not much else, but that's all they needed. They needed 1. They got 3. First and 10, Kendrick.
Yeah, good job just moving the chains there. Again, it's a pretty simple drive, really, here from Kendrick, but I like the philosophy here. Let's just kind of regroup ourselves a little bit after the kick return and the turnover. Let's simplify the offense a little bit, get our feet back under ourselves.
And you had to wonder, were they just taking a shot? Oakley, they took a shot from Oakley, and now they want to take one, and swallowed up in the backfield by number 64, Dallin Hardy. Nowhere to run there.
Yeah, Hardy just came straight through on the blitz. No one picked him up, and he had a beeline for the ball carrier and takes him down for a 2-yard loss. And I don't think there's been any missed tackles really from Oakley. It seems like the first guy that gets to the ball is the guy that makes the tackle.
It was Wyatt Fitzmaurice on the run, and he had nowhere to go. Second down and about 13 here. Ball on the 42. Man in motion coming across. Nobody here on the near side. Kep, play action. He'll roll. He's under pressure, and he's going to be sacked. Brought down by number 30, Bryce Severe. So he's got a kickoff return for a touchdown, and now he's got a sack. Nice first quarter of action for him. Now third down and about 13 here. They need to get it inside Oakley territory down to the 44-yard line. Ball spotted at the opposite 41.
Yeah, Yeah, 3rd and long here, so you're going to see him try to spread it out a little bit. It might be a good – I might go back to that quarterback draw. That was a good drive starter. You're going to see some players from Oakley drop into coverage.
Kept on the screen, and that one just out of the hands of Hunter Taylor, who was moving upfield before the ball had gotten to him, not able to come up with the catch, and they will be forced to punt back to Oakley here. 6:48 on the clock here in the first quarter from Albertson Stadium, the first of 3 games today. Emmett and Fruitland after this, and then Burley and Valley View. So Kendrick set to punt. Looks like Cranny is back to receive for Oakley. This one booted away, line drive kick right to Cranny. He drops it and gets nailed. He's saying his knee, he went down and tried to pick it up, but it was a bang-bang play. It'll be down at the 30-yard line. That's where Oakley will take over 1st and 10. Hey, Oakley Valley Stone has been locally owned and operated since 1948. Oakley Valley Stone offers flooring supplies, patio stones, blocks and tiles, and also provides custom cutting of blocks or stones. Call 862-3450 or visit them at 204 West Main Street in Oakley. Oakley Valley Stone is operated by Jim and Dave Birch, and they proudly support Oakley athletics. So I want to thank Golden Valley Beef. They're proud to support the Oakley Hornets. They'll be here for all your beef needs and right here cheering on the Oakley Hornets. Here's a quick pass out to the left side, and that one's caught by Duncan, and he's forward close to the sticks, about a gain of 7 there.
Yeah, good first down play. Again, it's just stacked twins out there. You try to pick up a block, make a guy miss, and that's going to be there most of the day, especially on 1st and 10 when you have a lot of field to defend.
2nd down and 3. Handoff goes up the middle, and Oakley all over it, Kendrick. And again, there's been nowhere to run up the middle for Oakley so far. All the way back to the 2-point conversion. They just have not been able to find much. Kendrick's been all over it.
Yeah, and it was another good job that time by Kendrick, and they just kind of stack up the middle. Their front 3, I guess, with 8-man is really kind of winning the point of attack right now. And, it's sort of making Oakley a little bit one-dimensional.
So 3rd down, they only need about a yard here. They need to get to the 40. This will be kept on the QB keeper and just enough. Picked up there by Kyler Robinson. Robinson, the senior, takes over at quarterback this year, replacing Porter Pickett, who, just won a state championship last year at quarterback. And Oakley wastes no time back to the line. They're ready to go here. Robinson looking to throw again, and that one a little dangerous. I thought maybe Fitzmaurice had a chance to pick that one off.
Yeah, I think if it was to the other shoulder in a little more even towards on the numbers, like if he puts it on the receiver, I think it might be intercepted.
It was a good bad throw.
Right, right. So I don't know if he meant to throw it over to that back shoulder or not, but nevertheless, that's probably the only spot that ball could have been and not be intercepted.
So 2nd down, 2nd and 10. Kyler Robinson gets the play to everybody. Cranny comes in motion across from the near side. They'll hand it off to Sevier. He's up the middle. Best run of the day for Oakley. He's close to midfield. He'll be just shy of it. It'll be 3rd down now, 3rd and probably a long one here.
Yeah, by far the best run of the day for Oakley, and it hasn't really been close. Sevier finally able to break through that initial front and even carry a few defenders a couple yards, so a 3rd and short here.
They'll throw right and just right on the money to Cranny. That ball was put where only Cranny could get it in double coverage, and he picked up the 1st down.
Yeah, and it was just enough. They needed about 1.5 yards. They got 3, and a tough 3 at that. I mean, there wasn't a whole lot of places to go with that ball, but here we are, the Oakley offense on the move.
1st and 10. They'll hand it off. No, Robinson will keep it up the middle, and he's got a gain of about 4 down to the 42.
Yeah, it's a good read that time as he's able to keep that one and take it up the middle because there really wasn't anything off of that left side there. So a good decision to keep it, pick up a few yards, and get positive production on a 1st and 10.
You can see here, Robinson on every play, he gets the call, and then he runs up and is basically whispering it in the ear of the lineman. And then he turns around and gets another call. You'll see him now. He's going up to the line saying, this is what we're doing here. So Oakley has twins down here to the near side, back to the left of Robinson. They'll go out left to Duncan, and he's knocked down after a gain of about 3. It's down at the 39. It'll be 3rd and 3.
It's a good job getting to the ball. They had 2 guys get to the ball that time. Did Oakley as Tweets as well as one of his counterparts, able to get to the ball in that time. And you need to get multiple guys over to the ball to stop those screen passes, particularly when they have a blocker out there as well.
And, I mean, when you got a guy like Bridger Duncan, he's not a small dude out there. He's going to be hard to bring down. He's 6'2", 170 pounds. That's not easy to bring down in open space. Coming in motion this time is Briggs Matthews. And
movement over on the right side. It'll be a false start on Oakley. And Kimberling was the other defender on that last play there for Kendrick.
You can't – this is one of the worst spots to have a false start.
Yeah.
On 3rd and about 2 or 3, and now all of a sudden it's 3rd and 8. Completely changes the dynamic of the play here.
Well, you're in 4-down territory at this point in the field, too. Obviously not kicking a field goal way out here, especially with the tightened uprights at the collegiate level as we're playing on college field today.
And Cranny has nowhere to run, and he's going to lose 2 yards. It's going to be 4th and long, and I would think maybe this is now punting.
I agree. I think this is punt territory now, but, again, going back to that false start like you mentioned, Logan, is – that now takes going for it on 4th down off the table. And so 3rd, 2 and 3, especially when you're in that kind of fringe territory.
You can lose a yard there and still say, 4th and 4, I can do this. But now it's 4th and 10, and you're like, nah, we're not going to do that. So both defenses have played well. Again, if you're just tuning in, 6-0 Oakley. That 6 was on the opening play of the day, a kickoff return by Bryce Sevier for Oakley, and that is our score. They did not convert the 2-point conversion, and the punt is dropped by Cranny, and it's almost blocked. He almost put his knee down on that one, as this one is going to take a great Oakley roll. Can they stop it? And he goes into the end.
Now the question is, okay, so it's got to be
it
where
was
the
dead.
ball was. Yeah.
It was dead, and as you see Kendrick down there waving their hand like it's a touchback. They're going to say, I thought his momentum clearly took him into the end zone. But I think it was dead at the 2, and anything after that is gravy.
Yep. But either way, what a job by the Oakley punter after dropping the ball to not only get the punt away, but get away a good punt. And now instead of a disaster, which could have been a block punt, a touchdown for Kendrick, whatever, now you're making Kendrick go the length of the field, 98 yards, to get some points on the board. So, I mean, way to slow the game down a little bit and find a way to get that punt off.
And Kep's going to keep this one. He's across the 5, across the 10, down to the 15. And that was something that Kendrick desperately needed. Oakley has been able to get in the backfield. They've had a couple of sacks, a couple of stops for loss, and, dangerous situation being that far backed up. Kep just keeps it, and 15-yard line now, a little bit of pressure off their backs.
Yeah, and the most frustrating thing as an offense is when you can't get some of your basic plays going, and Kendrick kind of ran into that a few times in their first drive.
Some room to run here up to the 21-yard line that time by Kendrick. Kept on the ground by number 19, Hewitt again. Sawyer. Gone is Jagger Hewitt. The Hewitt brothers, you could count on them for probably 2 or 3 touchdowns apiece last year. And I'm not exaggerating. 2 or 3 apiece was not uncommon for the Jagger siblings. Well, the Hewitt siblings. Jagger's gone.
And when your team scored 7 or 8.
Exactly. Common for them. As a lot of room to run here across the 30 and a first down by Kendrick, and that's Hewitt again.
Yeah, this is a good-looking drive so far here for Kendrick. This started all the way back on their own 2. But, again, you just kind of go back to what you do well, and that's run the ball, getting it out in space, and now you're up past the 30-yard line. Now, the problem is you got to keep this momentum going because let's say this drive started at, the 25, 30-yard line, you'd be up past midfield
Right.
by now.
You'd be in a much better situation. You're still backed up pretty far here. 1st and 10. In motion now is Taylor. Taylor's going to get the jet sweep. Taylor, can he get the edge? He's across the 40, down to the 45, and finally wrapped up at the 47-yard line. So the speed now is kicking in here for Kendrick. We've seen a couple of runs where they've been able to get some open space and turn on the jets and pick up some extra yards.
Yeah, Hunter Taylor, the ball carrier that time's got some speed as he was trying to get around the edge, but so critical that you keep containment, and that was a good job by Oakley to keep the edge there.
So after the first quarter of play, 6-0, Oakley on top of Kendrick. For over 90 years, Clark's for Shopping has been the place to go in Oakley for all your grocery, produce, dairy, and hot stuff pizza needs. From the entire friendly staff at Clark's for Shopping, good luck, Hornets. Industrial Ventilation, or IVI, is proud to sponsor the Oakley Hornets. For the Hornets, game time is their chance to shine after days of practice and preparation. It's the same for our Oakley potato growers. After days of summer sun, fall harvest brings a yield from their field. Potato growers need to protect their yield with perfect storage conditions. IVI is proud to partner with the area growers in creating ideal storage climates with protective treatment applications. For over 50 years, Industrial Ventilation teams up and supports our area potato growers and the Oakley Hornets. AMI Supply, they provide agricultural and industrial equipment and tools for the entire Burley area. Their friendly staff will help you find the tools you need for any project, and they guarantee you will be satisfied with their service. Stop in for a visit at 719 Overland Avenue in Burley. Finally, Strom Electric, they've been serving the Palouse and Camas Prairie region since 1938, providing electrical wiring for all sizes of projects and well pump installations. Strom Electric is licensed and insured in Washington and Idaho. When it's time to renovate your home or business or to install a well water pump, call them at 835-2331. Strom Electric, strong supporters of high school sports. And they are. They do just about every game for the Palouse area schools. Here's an option. Kick out left side, and a couple of yards there on first down by Hewitt. I like to see that traditional option. Yeah, yep. It's I feel like it comes and goes. And, we won't see it for a couple of years, and I've seen it more this year than I think I saw all of last season.
Yeah, and, I was over doing a game in Cuna yesterday, and Eagle ran it a few times as well. It always helps when you have a quarterback that's mobile,
right?
That can do a lot of different things with the ball. But it's a very play that you have to have discipline, have to know what you're doing, have to have a smart quarterback.
Here's a run up the middle this time, only a couple, maybe 2 yards. So it'll be third down and about 3 here for Kendrick.
Yeah, I think you're probably looking at, unless we see a false start like we did last time we had a situation like this, but this probably going to be 4-down territory here for Kendrick. So, not looking for a big shot, or maybe you do take a shot downfield here, and you have man-to-man coverage, trips out to the right now. So maybe you do take that shot downfield and you can go for it on 4th down.
Kep keeps it, and he's close to the sticks. I think he's right at him. Looks like he needed 3. He got about 3.5, and it'll be a first down for the Tigers.
Yeah, that time keeping it simple. Kep trying to just get the first down, gets just enough, move the chains, reset here, and good-looking drive here for Kendrick. Again, this drive started all the way back on its own 2-yard line, and now all the way up here to the 42.
So first down for Kendrick. Nobody back with Kep. They're going to do a screen, and that one blown up. That was dangerous. And waiting right there, Bench. It's a tongue twister. He was right there and just lit up the receiver. There was nowhere to go.
Yeah, there really wasn't a whole lot of places to go with that ball. That play was almost kind of doomed from the start, as Oakley defense did a good job of reading that play initially, and they got dudes.
They knew it.
Yeah.
They knew it as soon as it was snapped. You could see from up here that this will not go well for Kendrick if they want to go towards that route. I mean, they read it like a book.
Yeah, and it's a good job defensively of doing your homework. Watching the tape, scout team doing a good job in practice earlier in the week, giving them good looks. They knew exactly what that look was.
All day for Kep. He's going to still dance back there. Got to get rid of it, and throws it away and almost intercepted. by number 22, Riley Mullard. Mullard almost picked it off.
Yeah, there really wasn't a receiver anywhere near that pass, but obviously kept out of the pocket, so you're not going to get an intentional grounding. So now an interesting spot here with the 3rd and 10. You know, maybe your goal here, I expect you're probably going to go back to the ground here, try to pick up. Your goal should be to pick up half of this.
Yes,
you know,
exactly.
And let's get something in 4th and 5 or less and try to go for it.
It's probably going to go for it anyway, so you don't need to get all of it, but you need to get at least half of it here. So 3rd down, 10 yards to go here. Kep fakes the handoff. They're going to go to the air. This one's going deep. Right side, knocked away. Good defense back there. That time, Bridger Duncan knocks it away, and now it's 4th and long. And that's one where you say, you know, if you kept it on the ground and picked up, like you mentioned, Lucas, 5 or 6, it's 4th and 5. But instead now, you probably have to go to the air again.
And you know, that would have been the way that I would have approached it. And, you know, my initial thought was, well, maybe the plan is to punt, but that's obviously not what the plan is. Kep is bringing a play in from the sideline here. So they're going to go for it. But, yeah, 4th and 10. And, you know, you roll the dice on 3rd down. If it works out, you know, great. Now
right.
You're sitting in a 1st and goal, you know, inside the 10. But that's the gamble that you take. And now you got to pick up 10 yards instead of something that's, you know, 4, 5, 6 yards.
And timeout going to be taken by Kendrick. Hey, George F. Brocky and Sons is a 4th-generation family business that has been pricing quality peas, lentils, garbanzo beans, Austrian winter peas for over 65 years to north central Idaho and southeast Washington. These products are cleaned and then shipped under the top-notch and sun-dried brands to nearly every continent on Earth. Our worldwide customers have come to expect quality products in every shipment. At George F. Brocky & Sons, we build relationships with our loyal customers to help maximize yields and ensure quality. Stop by our facility in Kendrick and say hello, and as always, go Tigers! Hey, Lee's Furniture, Floors, and More has one of the largest selections of furniture and floor coverings in the Magic Valley, always in stock and ready for same-day delivery. Whether you're decorating your new home, updating your current home, or shopping for that special someone, Lee's is the place to shop for all your flooring and furniture needs. Visit their store at 459 Overland in Burley for their new Labor Day specials, where you can find up to 40% off or more on all furniture going on right now. Lee's Furniture, Floors, and More is a proud supporter of local athletics. Fourth down, Kep back to pass. He's got a man wide open, and it's caught at the 12, and going in for the touchdown on 4th down is number 10, Hunter Taylor, and we are all tied at 6.
Great route there by Taylor to kind of desert his man, and yeah, wide open. Kep did a good job of putting that one on the money, and just like that, tied at 6. So they take the shot on 3rd down, didn't work out for them. They pretty much run what looked like is, if not the same play, a very similar play, just flipped.
Yes, and Taylor just beat his man that time, and Kendrick really no separation to speak of so far, and they finally got it. And a chance here to take the lead after all that's kind of gone wrong for the Tigers so far. They run it right up the middle, and they will take a 2-point lead. Ty Kep on the keeper, and the Tigers now lead it 8-6 here over Oakley. Hey, looking for your next home, farm, ranch, investment, or commercial property? If so, be sure to look no further than Ken and Valerie Hobart with Windermere Real Estate for help. With over 23 years of experience in north central Idaho, they are licensed in both Washington and Idaho to make your dreams a reality wherever they may be. 2 great agents to serve you with one mission, to help you with all of your real estate needs. The choice is easy when it comes to real estate in the LC Valley and surrounding areas. Ken and Valerie Hobart with Windermere Real Estate. The Hobarts are proud to support Kendrick Athletics and want to wish the Tigers good luck today. So I want to thank Dairy Queen for being a sponsor here. Lucas, we always say this, right? Broadcast, content, all that's free on Idaho Sports, but producing it is not. So be sure to support these businesses that you've heard here today, because we can't be here if they don't help us out. I mean, they are making it done. We are here. We have quite the setup. I mean, we are stretched out over 50 feet here. We've got cords. We've got people that are not even on the mic. We've got 3 other people up here with us.
I think they're going to bring us a steak dinner later, too.
Is that what they said?
No. We're just sitting up
wink,
here in
wink.
luxury.
If
Yeah, right?
Could somebody do that?
Shrimp platter, appetizers, maybe a nice dessert.
What section are we? We're right above like 108. If you're thinking about calling Uber Eats for us, just so you know, I'll have all the toppings. It's an onside kick, and it's not going to go far enough. It just dies after 4 yards. Well, they showed their hand there, Lucas. They would have fooled them because I think everybody was turned back. The kick just wasn't good, and it only goes about 4 yards, and now all of a sudden Oakley has phenomenal field position, something they have not had today.
Yeah, this is going to be the best starting field position of the afternoon for Oakley. And, I think that ball may have hit someone. I couldn't quite see it from all the way up here, but it may have gone off an ankle. But, yeah, just couldn't quite get the spin that they wanted on that one. And, early on in the second quarter, trying to do the onside kick there. So we'll see how it pans out for him.
Sevier runs it, and he's got nowhere to go, still on his feet somehow, and that might be the best 1-yard run you'll see this season.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, he broke about 2 or 3 tackles on his way to that 1-yard gain, but Kendrick's done a really good job of containing this Oakley running game. There just really hasn't been a whole lot of room to run for Sevier. He's got that kick return, but, when he's in the backfield, there's just not a whole lot of places to go.
Robinson looked in to throw. Nothing there. The pocket collapses. He'll step forward, and he picks up maybe a yard. Again, this Kendrick defense has been all over the place. Again, if you're just tuning in, Oakley scored on a kickoff return for a touchdown, or Oakley did to start the game, and since then their offense has been really, really cold. And it's the Kendrick defense. It's all over him. Robinson looking to throw. Nowhere to go. He'll roll to his left, and leaving his man wide open is that Sevier. It is, and he's going to go in for a touchdown. The back that was on Sevier stepped up to cover Robinson as he scrambled, and he left his man wide open, and just like that.
Yeah, it's sort of a catch-22 there for the defender, because if you don't leave your receiver, now Robinson's going to run for it. But you decide to leave your receiver, and now they just bop one over your head, and it's 6 points. So really tough spot defensively there for Kendrick. You just kind of got to pick one and try to do it 100 miles an hour, and that's what they did, but it didn't work out.
So they get the conversion here, so now they'll go 14-8. 2 big plays by Bryce Sevier is the difference here. And like you said, you got to pick one and don't leave that man. Let him pick up the 8 or 9 that he's going to pick up. Let your guys catch, because right there, and heck of a job by Robinson to recognize it. He's running for his life over there. He backs up and says, "Hey, you left my man there. I'm going to just lob this over to him," and a big reception, and Sevier scores.
Yeah, and it was probably one of the easier touchdowns that Sevier's going to score all year. Certainly easier than that kick return that he had.
Oh yeah, he worked for that one.
Yeah, this one he wasn't really even running a route. He was just kind of standing there, and then all of a sudden his defender just left him. And so he kind of just dropped one right in his bucket, and, here
Sweet.
you go.
I'll take this.
Walks 25 yards into the end zone, and, Oakley regaining the lead now. And it's interesting at this 1A level where everyone's going to go for 2. Every program in the state does it every time they score a touchdown. And
yes, they don't kick extra points, right?
No, extra points do not happen in 1A football. So, but a lot of times, especially between 2 high-scoring offenses, let's say it's close, you could score a touchdown but still need that 2-point conversion. It really makes close games really interesting.
It does, and there's the kickoff. It'll be rolling back, and picked up. Man, should just let that one roll to the end zone, but he's got room to run. He's across the 20, down across the 25 now. Now, last night, a game between Notice and Greenleaf. Both teams, I saw this on Twitter. I think it was Will that tweeted it out. Said both teams scored odd points. So somebody had to have kicked an extra point or a field goal. And not just one of them. They both had, because in 8-man, usually you're going to score 6 or you're going to score 8. That's how your scoring comes. It's even every time. So either both teams had to at least kick a field goal or an extra point and make it in that game. So kind of interesting that happened last night, because I've never seen an 8-man team kick a field goal in my time. It has happened, but I just have personally not seen it. So here's a run outside, breaking through the first tackle, not through the second, and picking up maybe a yard there is Fitzmaurice. I don't think he even picked up a yard. No gain there.
Yeah, and again, good job defensively, run defense-wise there for Oakley. Both these teams, I think the run defense for both these sides has been really good.
It has.
In the first half. Both these teams are getting a good push off of that line and setting the edge, which really is, at 1A, is just, it's about speed. Who can get to the edge faster, and then offensively, if you win that race to the edge, it's 6 points.
2nd and 9. They will say he got a yard. Hewitt takes the handoff. He's knocked back right at the 30-yard line, so they'll pick up about 2. It'll be 3rd down and 8. They need to get down to the 38-yard line, ball at the 30.
Yeah, just really forcing kind of a one-dimensional type of game. Both defenses are. As you got a 3rd down now, so you probably got to go back to the air here, back-to-back runs, didn't get you a whole lot, maybe a combined 4 yards or so.
Kept looking to throw. His man is in front, and it's caught at the 45, down to the 40-yard line. That one is caught by number 11, Nathan Tweet. And they're going to spot him at the 41. So Kendrick been able to connect with the last couple of passes here on that near side.
Yeah, and he was able to beat his man there, Riley Millard. It wasn't bad defense. He just, all it was is Tweet just won the one-on-one battle, got a step in.
Sometimes you get beat.
Yeah, and especially when you're playing as much man-on-man as you are at the 8-man level, you can't really expect a defensive back to not be targeted.
And a little misdirection here by Kendrick, and they roll forward for a gain of about 6 or 7, we'll say, down to the 34-yard line. That one kept and his back were going to the right side. They ended up handing it off to the underman, number 36. Carson Hogan got the handoff underneath in that fullback spot, and he comes around. Good chunk on 1st down. That's what you want on 1st down. Give me 7, and then I got 2 plays that I can play around with.
Yeah, back when Peyton Manning was playing, it would say, hey, let's get in a rhythm. 1st down, 2nd down, 1st down. That's the rhythm you want to be in as an offense.
Quick pass outside to Hewitt, and he's got a blocker in front of him, and he's down inside the 20. They're going to spot him out at the 14-yard line. So Hewitt, a great catch and run here, and the Kendrick offense seems to be gelling right now. They just went on a 98-yard drive and scored. Oakley comes back and scored. Maybe both teams settling in after maybe a little bit of nerves, or, you're playing. This is a huge stadium to play in. Both teams, have played in the Holt Arena or played in the Kibbe Dome, but to play here is a little bit different.
Yeah, I mean, this stadium holds, 37,000 for Boise State, so definitely a big-time venue for sure, and, plays host to a college football bowl game. This is obviously where they play the famous Idaho Potato Bowl. They've done that for years here, so, this stadium obviously is showcased to the nation on a weekly basis this time of year.
So a good pickup there on 1st down by Fitzmaurice. Picks up about 4. We'll say 2nd and 6 here. Ball just inside the 10 at about the 9.5. Shotgun here. Again, it's always going to be the shotgun. No one's under center right now. And Kep will keep it. Kep goes left side, untouched. Touchdown, Kendrick. Ty Kep on a 9-yard run.
Yeah, got some motion going over to the right. Kep keeps it on the left on the read option, and easy touchdown there for Kep. So 9 yards into the end zone, tied up at 14, and now the all-important 2-point conversion coming up here for Kendrick.
Yeah, they got their first one. Oakley missed it, and so house money here. The game is tied, and now they can take the lead with that. And they'll all, if you get that and you're up 8, you're always one step ahead. You know that all you can do is timing right here. So Kep has got trips to the top. I wouldn't be surprised if we see it kept in Kep's hands. And it is. He goes in, he goes out, throws outside. It's caught, conversion good. He could have kept that or throw it. Either way, I think it was good over to the right. That one caught by number 10, Hunter Taylor. And Kendrick now up 16-14 here with 5:35 till halftime.
I think that was just a 4-year starter in Ty Cap, just knowing that
What
play.
to do.
You know, and I don't think that was the design for him to go in, out, roll to the right. But he just knew he had a guy over there.
He knew it. You're right, because I think he wanted to go in, and it wasn't there. He rolled out and said, you know what, I know my guy is going to be over there. And he was, and goes right in for a catch. Great play by Ty Kep. And he has been as advertised here today.
Certainly, yeah. And he's got a good body for a quarterback, 6'2", 185. He's got some good speed. He's shown off the arm strength a little bit today as well. You know, obviously having the varsity experience that he has coming into this year, certainly giving Kendrick a huge advantage on anyone they're going to play in this schedule. Oakley probably going to be the toughest team they see this year, I would imagine, unless they...
No, it will.
Yeah.
So, yes. But Oakley's conference is tougher than Kendrick's. That is for sure. Oakley will see very good teams. You know, they have to deal with Raft River. Murtaugh's looking really good this year. Kendrick has built themselves one heck of a non-conference schedule. They come to the Treasure Valley another 3 times. All games will be on Idaho Sports, by the way. But they're going to come down and they're going to play Grace as a kickoff here. They're going to play Grace, I believe, in Homedale. As this one down to the 25. And they're going to play at Middleton in a couple weeks. They will play Butte County. So some of the very good D1 schools, Kendrick will play them. And I think that's kind of what they have to do. They know that they're very good at the D2 level and playing some of those good D1 teams. Because Grace went to the state championship last year and lost to Oakley in the state championship. And a couple years ago, Butte County's always in the mix. They always are over there in Arco, but they played for a state championship a couple years ago. So challenging themselves outside of conference because they don't get as much challenge as Kendrick does, or as Oakley does, excuse me. So first down, ball at the 25-yard line. Robinson looks to float left side, and nobody was expecting number 50 to come up with a catch there, Cooper Beck. Cooper Beck brings it down. I don't think anybody on Kendrick's team had that one in their playbook.
Yeah, but you know what? Beck was the initial read on that one. It was a good, get some action going, get the distractions going, if you will, a little bit, and then slip the tight end back out of the back, and that's a good first down play. They pick up 7.
Quick screen out of the hands of Cranny, and all of a sudden now it's 3rd down. It was 2nd and 2, and that incompletion brings it to 3rd down and 2. And really, Oakley has struggled on the ground so far, and a timeout is going to be called. So they're going to discuss it because Kendrick has been able to get pressure and into the backfield on these chances where Oakley wants to run the ball. And they they almost have to go to the air here. And it's been successful. They've been able to pick up a couple of yards here and there, and they've been able to pick up chunk plays here and there when they want it.
That last play is they tried to, just keep the train moving a little bit, keep the march moving, and when you have a drops and penalties are really kind of what kills drives, and it doesn't look like much, but it kind of throws you out of your rhythm a little bit, and it gets you off schedule. Talk so much about offenses being on schedule. That's something that'll just divert you a little bit.
Last night I was at Middleton for their game against Skyview, and they won pretty handily. But they had some drives where they just had so many penalties that they were just shooting themselves in the foot, and you just can't do that, and same with drops. So here we go, 3rd down, and this one caught by Cranny, and he loses the ball. Ball's down. It's going to be recovered by Bridger Duncan, but Duncan behind the line to gain on the recovery.
Yeah, this is 4th and not a lot. I think it's going to be 4th and inches.
And they're just going to go for it here.
Yeah, I like the decision. I mean, you don't need a whole lot here. You could set up a pretty basic play here and still get the first down.
Cranny had the first. He was going to be right at the sticks, but then loses the ball. So Robinson calls out the play to his line. A big, big play in this game. They got to get a first down or Kendrick will be having great field position. They throw over the top, and guess who? It's Beck again. Beck has room to run. Beck, 2 men to beat, and he's going to go in for the touchdown. Cooper Beck on 4th and 1 goes 66 yards for the touchdown.
Yeah, again, just a quick little tight end pop. They go play action. It's a great play call as Kendrick was kind of selling out for the run there, and instead they go play action. They pop it over the top to Beck, and there was no one within, a 10-yard radius of Beck that time. And it was just a simple little route. Just pop it over the top, 6 points, see you later.
And now you've got to keep your eye on big number 50. That you have to watch him because now he's caught 2 passes, and that one for a touchdown. And Sevier, does he get the conversion? He does. Bryce Sevier converts, and that is very important from this going forward right now for Oakley since they missed one of them. If you miss 2 and then Kendrick makes all of theirs, all of a sudden now it's a 2-possession. It makes it where you have to score again, and so you have to be able to keep up. It is one of the aspects of 8-man that I don't think people realize. If you've never watched an 8-man game before, it is a huge part of the game because if you miss 2 in a row and your other team makes 2 in a row, all of a sudden it's a 2-possession game.
Right, and that's, like you said, that's the difference of a possession and a score, right? And so, that's just critical to work on those 2-yard plays. And I think every team that goes for it a lot, and it doesn't happen just in 1A. It happens in the 2A and the 3A levels as well. Even up at the 4A, 5As, you have a kicker go down. All of a sudden you got to go for 2. And those 2-yard plays just so critical, especially in those close games.
22-16. This has lived up to the hype today. Last year, these two went down to the wire in a classic, a 52-48 win by Kendrick. And this one, again, who's going to have the ball last? Lucas might be the winner here. So Oakley will kick it off here. 4:05 to go. This one's short and stopped, and that's a heads-up play by the front man for Kendrick. Who was that? Number 33 for the Tigers, Leighton Brown Sherrill. That ball was going to continue to roll back, and he just stops it and falls down. Doesn't need the return to get it out to the 35. Just, hey, knock it down and fall on it.
Yeah, and, looking at these teams and I just think it's a perfect matchup for both these teams. They played a tight game last year, but here's the deal. One of them's in 1A D1. The other one's in 1A D2. So you're not going to see each other in the state playoffs.
No.
And which I think is an advantage to both of these teams in the fact that they're playing each other early in the year because ideally both teams probably want a close game, right?
Jet sweep here to Hewitt, and he's wrapped up, brought down by number 19. Or excuse me, that's number 18. Bragg bench for Oakley. Like I said, this could be, there's a lot of other good 8-man teams out there, but for the past couple of years, these two have dominated. This is we'll call it the de facto 8-man bowl.
The 8-man bowl.
The 8-man championship game between 1A D1 and D2. As an I formation and nowhere to run, Bryce Sevier all over it. The first time we've seen either quarterback go under center, and nowhere to go. They lose yards here. 3rd and long now for Kendrick.
And that time for Kendrick, no one picking up number 30. Big Bryce Sevier coming straight through the, I guess it'd still be the A gap, even though he's kind of going through between, just off the ball there. But no one picked him up. He went in there untouched, and you have a lineman and potentially a fullback that could have picked up that guy. And as a fullback, your job is to pick up the first man you see. And so good job getting penetration up front there for Oakley.
Kep got 3 receivers up top this time. He'll go across the middle and going down for it. Did he catch it?
He did, yep.
He did. The Oakley sidelines, you can hear him over here. They're not happy with that. He picks up about 6, makes it 4th and about 4 here. A long 4, a 5, we'll say 5. We'll see what Kendrick does. 2.5 minutes to go here. It's a big play. If they can score before halftime, they get the ball back to start the second half. But they also don't want to give Oakley phenomenal field position here at the 40. They are going to go for it. Kep looks to throw left side. He's got a man and got the first down. Hewitt needed 5. He got about 6.5. First down for Kendrick.
Yeah, that's a great route that time by Hewitt as well, knowing exactly where the stick is. Sometimes those routes are, we say, 5 to 8 yard out, right? And you got to know where that stick is and know that, hey, we're not running at 5 yards. We're running 6 yards.
I need the 8,
now,
yes.
Right. And so that's a good job of knowing where that stick is and getting the first down.
Kep will keep this one. Nowhere to run. He's wrapped up almost immediately. You could see that tackle before it actually happened. Bryce Sevier brings him down. We're under 2 minutes to go. Kendrick wants that clock to run, and they want to score right at the end because we've seen Oakley be able to score on big plays. All their scores have been on big plays. They had a 70-yard kickoff return, and then they had that 38-yard touchdown reception, and then a 66-yard touchdown reception. Little tighter formation here. They'll pitch it right side to Hewitt. Hewitt can't get around the man on that right side, number 23, the quarterback, Kyler Robinson, and now it's third down.
Yeah, and timeout going to be taken by Kendrick here. So they got one timeout left, actually. So just one timeout left for Kendrick. And 1:17 to go. You got 48 yards left in front of you. So you're probably going to have to go to some sort of no huddle, get a couple plays in, look. So, this could be a chance to let's know what the next 2 plays we're running here, especially since it's third down. So let's run these 2 plays back to back. You probably will see him take a shot down either sideline and try to take advantage of that one-on-one coverage as well.
Yeah, they've got 2 plays to work with, I would assume. I think they're going to go for it on fourth down, barring a loss of 20 yards. They probably will want to try and go for this thing. Great day here from Boise. A little cloudy. It's not. It could be hotter. It's warm. You can see all the Oakley fans sitting under the ledge there in the shade. Like I said, it could be. It's warm, but it could be hotter here for September 1st in Boise. What is it today? Let's see. It's 82 degrees right now. We'll take it.
Oh, absolutely. And, especially this time of year.
It could be 100.
It could very well be 100. This is the time of year you start to see some smoke coming to the valley. That's obviously not a factor either.
And Kep goes up the middle. He's going to go outside, and he's got the first down and more outside down to the 37-yard line. First down, Kendrick. And they're working themselves on a drive right now. 1:10 left to go in the first half.
I think he may have pump faked that when he was past the line of scrimmage, which makes it even more impressive, I think.
He was well. I was like, you better not throw that there, buddy. He's too smart to do that, so he probably, like you said, that was a pump fake. First down and 10 yards to go here for Kendrick. Ball at the 37. Man comes in motion. Fakes the pitch. They're going to go deep here. This one across the middle. He's got a man, and it's intercepted at the 1-yard line by Bridger Duncan.
That pass just a little bit underthrown by Kep. The receiver had him beat, but Duncan was right there for the interception. And a good job by Duncan. Sometimes when you're beat, you just kind of put your head down and you try to catch up. But Duncan turned around, found the ball. Big-time turnover there for Oakley. Now, got to be careful. You're at your own 1-yard line now.
And you're right. This is a play for Kendrick now, if you're the Tigers, where you say, let's blow this up. Forget what just happened. That's their second interception. They've had 2 turnovers in this game. And right now, Oakley is in the lead because of the turnover differential. And right now, they're going to try and not to go down in the end zone right here.
Yeah, this could be just maybe a QB sneak, just kind of power it forward.
And I think Kendrick or Oakley moves right here. They are waiting. They know what's happening. Yeah. They know that Kendrick wants to just blow through, and so they're trying to get that advantage right there. So it'll move back another half yard to the literally the half-yard line.
Yeah, there's just not a lot of breathing room here.
I mean, the simplest mistake is a disaster down this close. Kendrick in very tight. They have 5 guys not even past the 6-yard line. There's a handoff, and they've got the yards and up close to the 7-yard line. And I believe that was Bridger Duncan, the man who just had the interception. No, that's Bryce Sevier on the carry. Sevier picks up 6 yards. And Oakley can breathe here.
Yeah, and I think the plan here for Oakley, especially with the lead, clock down to 35 seconds, just let's run one more play and go to the half.
30 seconds on the clock, and Robinson in the I formation. They'll hand it off, and all over it is Kendrick. Kendrick does have 1 timeout left, but not enough to really do much with only the 1. Down to 15 seconds, and like you said, that might be it for the first half. Maybe they'll take a shot. No, I think they're going to let it go. Nope, they'll hurry up. 1 final play maybe. And a timeout is going to be taken by Kendrick. Kendrick wants them to, is daring them to do something here. Maybe we'll see him just take a knee. Who knows?
Yeah, a bit of a cat and mouse game. Here Oakley runs up as if they're going to run another play, and I don't know if Kendrick was expecting them to do that or not. So I think the timeout being used here by Kendrick just to make sure the defense is ready and you don't give up a big 90-plus yard play right at the half. Actually, kind of a interesting little strategy there from Oakley's part. Let's act like we're
not going to do anything, and then here we are.
Yeah, right. And so it's certainly a bit of a cat and mouse game there on both parts, and Kendrick calling the timeout, and can't take him to the locker room with you, so might as well use it.
So here we go. 1 second on the clock. Kendrick will keep all their guys back right now. It's probably just going to keep it on the ground here for Oakley. No, they're going to throw it, and they go deep, and this one is going to be intercepted by Kendrick. Doesn't really matter as there was only 1 second on the clock. So that'll do it for the first half of play. As advertised, Oakley and Kendrick playing a fantastic game here on the Blue. The first half is complete of the first game of the battle in Boise. We're going to take a quick break and be back with the Next Steps halftime show right after this on IdahoSports.com.
Make the memories of this game last a lifetime. By downloading the digital game file of this contest, you can have your own personal copy of this game forever. These make great gifts for the student athletes involved. Just click the Order Now button for more details.
Yeah, I know a little something about myths. Like the myth that speeding isn't dangerous. Oh, and that myth you can tailgate at a safe distance. Or that you could safely weave in and out of traffic. Don't be fooled by myths. You'll get yourself into a hairy situation. Stay focused on the road. Be a legend like me. Have you heard the one about Charlie over at Pay Lake?
Welcome to What If, Idaho, the home of 1,000 paths for those that embrace possibility. There's no better place to be if you're looking for that next career, or just exploring. Life is a wide open door, no matter your age. Here at Next Steps Idaho, you can research careers and training options that work for you, and start a dashboard to keep your plans moving forward, so you can route your path from what if to what is at nextsteps.idaho.gov.
Our army of IdahoSports.com action photographers are covering games all over the state. And now we've revamped our galleries to make it even easier to find and order your favorite action shots. Just go to IdahoSports.com and click the Action Photos link in the menu.
Hello?
I was in an accident.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I had my seatbelt on.
Okay, who here has reached peak fall?
Peak what?
Peak fall.
I am wearing plaid.
And I'm wearing a cardigan.
I guess I am eating snickerdoodle cookie dough.
And I am eating a pumpkin pie blizzard.
The new DQ Fall Blizzard menu has reached peak fall. Pumpkin pie, snickerdoodle cookie dough, and more. They are back.
I just love fall.
Apparently we all do.
Oh, they did it. Peak fall achieved. DQ, happy taste good.
I am not good enough. I will never believe I'm ready.
College isn't for me, and I need to stop thinking my life can change. If only I could see things differently. My life can change, and I need to stop thinking college isn't for me.
I'm ready. I will never believe I am not good enough.
Make the memories of this game last a lifetime. By downloading the digital game file of this contest, you can have your own personal copy of this game forever. These make great gifts for the student athletes involved. Just click the Order Now button for more details.
Welcome into the Next Steps halftime show, thinking about what's next for your career or education. Next Steps Idaho can help bring you closer to the life you want to lead. 22-16, Oakley over Kendrick right now, here from Albertson Stadium on the blue at Boise State University. A great first half to kick off the battle in Boise, Lucas.
Yeah, it's pretty much what we expected between these two teams. You know, both teams playing pretty well defensively, but this game as advertised so far, not a lot of separation between these two schools. We had a great way to kick it off with a kick return for a touchdown to open up this event with
to literally kick it off.
Yeah, to
literally
kick it off. Right, it's the opening kick of the event. Severe takes it back for a touchdown, and then both teams kind of buckled down a little bit defensively. You know, we've seen both these two teams able to play pretty well on the defensive side of the ball, which we hear all about these two offenses. You know, these two teams, they put up 66 points each last week. Oakley doing it against St. Joseph's, a school down out of Utah, and Kendrick doing it to Council last week as well. But it's a challenge for both of these schools. These schools are used to kind of having their way a little bit offensively and defensively, but we've seen both teams have to face a little bit of adversity in that first half, and how they've responded. I think both teams have responded fairly well, and still one of those games that could certainly go either way.
Yeah, I think I want to say last year the score was very similar at halftime. And I think Kendrick even was trailing Oakley. Kendrick came back to win that game. It's still anybody's ball game right now. Kendrick's going to get the ball to start. Kendrick definitely, I think, had more mistakes. They had those two interceptions. They had an interception on the first play of offense for them. And then the killer was the interception down here towards the end of the half. Driving inside Oakley territory, looking to at least tie it up before going into half. Then they would get the ball to start the second, where they could take the lead. And now they're going to be playing from behind to start. But they're still right here in it. Usually a team throws two interceptions to Oakley. Oakley makes them pay. Kendrick's been able to fight off both of those interceptions. They haven't led to any points, but they have, obviously stopped themselves from scoring. Let's take a look at the first half scoring report here. It got things started off at the 11:48 mark. Right off the bat, a 70-yard kickoff return by number 30, Bryce Severe, made it 6-0 after the two-point conversion failed. Then it took a long time for the next score. All the way, I didn't realize this. It was not till the second quarter that we saw another score. A 41-yard reception for Kendrick by number 10, Hunter Taylor. Two-point conversion was good. That made it 8-6 in favor of Kendrick. Oakley answered with a 38-yard touchdown reception, again by number 30, Bryce Severe. Two-point conversion good. That made it 16-16, all tied up there. Kendrick answered back with a 9-yard touchdown run by number 7, Ty Kep, to retake the lead, 16-14. So it was 14-6, 14-8 after that. And then Oakley scored with 4:05 to go, answering very quickly on a 66-yard touchdown reception by number 50, the tight end, Cooper Beck. Beck took it all the way down, found himself wide open on 4th down, and scored, outrun everybody. And that gave us our score of 22-16 after the conversion was good. And that's where we sit here. Again, Kendrick will take the opening kickoff when everybody comes back. But what a great first half. You can't ask for anything better here to begin the battle in Boise.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, these are two of the best teams that you will see in 1A football. These are two state champions that are going at it right now on probably the coolest football venue in Idaho, if not the region. You know? So, I mean, it's just a great way to start the long weekend. Heading into Labor Day weekend, obviously college football, really got going kind of yesterday, really this weekend. I know the week 0 stuff, I don't count that as college football starting,
not much even happened.
Right. But, I mean, this is the weekend where football really kind of starts.
Right.
I know high school's been going on for a few weeks, but, with college football starting, NFL's going to start on, this upcoming Thursday. So this is just a great event, a great weekend to do it, a great weekend to travel down to the Treasure Valley if you're a fan from either of those schools as well. So, and a great game to kick it off with, between these two great schools at the 1A level.
Inject all of this football into my veins, Lucas. I'll take all of it. I'll take all of it. This again, game number 1. This event sponsored by, presented by, whatever you want to say, Southern Solar Pros. So a little backstory to this. So these schools all coming here. It costs money to get here. It costs money to put on the event. It's hosted by Boise State. There's some fees associated with that, obviously. And then, you think about it. Cam Anderson, in his interview with Paul, mentioned that schools lost a home game, right? So what they did to decide what games would take place here, Cam said that they wanted to have, or Coach Anderson wanted to have an 8-man team here and saw that this game was happening, asked the two schools. They said absolutely. Last year they met halfway, and so I'm guessing that was probably part of the plan, maybe to meet halfway again.
I mean, it's probably not exactly, it's kind of halfway.
It was. We mapped it out last year, and it was almost exactly. This is not halfway. This is closer to Oakley. Okay. But when they played in Cambridge, it was just about halfway. Weezer, it's going to be more halfway, because this is about 3 hours from Oakley.
Right.
And it's about 4 to Kendrick.
I said halfway.
Maybe 4.5. So if you move it to Weezer, then it's about halfway.
Okay.
Ish. We're just on the other end of the Treasure Valley. Maybe is more halfway. But they looked at the schedule and said, who's playing in the area? What can we do? And obviously Burley was going to come since Coach Anderson coaches at Burley, and they saw Fruitland and Emmett and said, hey, do you guys want to come for this? And again, Valley View lost a home game because of it. And with that, it was an interesting point, something you don't really think about, right, is that, and he said this, there's no sport in high school that's more important than any other. Every sport is just as important. They're all equal. But some sports bring in more money with gate, right? And football, it is what it is, that football is going to bring in more money than other sports. Last night at Middleton, there was 1,000 people there at the game. All of them pay $6. All of a sudden, that's $6,000. And, schools lose out on money for not hosting a home game, right? Southern Solar Pros stepped up, and I, from what I understand, they helped out with that for the schools that were going to lose on their gate. They helped out with paying for everything. It wasn't something that they even were approached about doing. They heard about it and said, we're going to take this from you. We're going to take care of it. No need to fundraise. We'll take care of it. So Southern Solar Pros stepped up in a big way for this. They are not paying us to say this about them. They are not. They deserve all the credit that they, all the publicity, all the everything.
But they can if they,
they
can if they want to.
They can, yes. We won't say no. We won't say no, but it just thanks to them for helping it happen.
Well, there's a little bit of a taste if anyone at Southern Solar Pros is maybe listening. Hit Logan up. We'll get you.
Yeah, we'll talk. We'd love to talk. We've got lots of opportunities here at IdahoSports.com.
But no, I mean, we're kind of filtering into what I kind of do for a living and helping events like this take place in the Treasure Valley. And when you do an event like this, there's just so much that the everyday fan just doesn't think about. And you mentioned that both these schools lost a home game. You're not only talking gate with that, you're also talking money they would make off concessions.
Right.
You know, some events, and doesn't really happen in high school, but some events you could charge for parking. You know, that kind of thing. That's all revenue that you are now either losing or sharing with your other host, which in this case is Boise State University. And here's the great thing about this event. Boise State does not play at home on this weekend for like another 5 or 6 years. Because the schedule is basically out for Boise State. They open on the road for the foreseeable future. So you theoretically, if they continue to do this, could continue to do this event on this weekend.
And Coach Anderson said that as soon as he announced it, he got lots of, hey, I want to do that. Yep. Hey, what about me? And, you know, he made a great point. He said, you know, 5A SIC schools would love to be in it. I mean, we're going to see the lights right there at Donald Larson Park beyond tonight. There's going to be a 5A game. We can see the lights right here. Yep. I believe there's a game there tonight. We'd have to look at the schedule. There should be. There always is.
There might be two.
Yeah, you're right. I believe there was one last night. There should be one. Anyways, whatever. But they're not here. It's other schools, and he said that they wanted to make sure that the event went well before inviting some of the bigger programs. Can you imagine if, Mountain View and Rocky Mountain are playing tonight? Can you imagine if they played here and a kink that they weren't expecting could get to work out? You know, we learned something this year. We're going to do it differently next year. But if you had to deal with that on a game like that, it would be a little bit different, where you probably got 4,000 or 5,000 people, probably more, trying to get in here.
Well, I mean, you could, sort of set it up like you do on a championship Saturday for state basketball. You have a game in each classification. You have your 1A, D1 game of the week, your 1A, D2, 2A, 3A, 4A, 5A. Now you could have 6 games all in one day, or even over 2 days, on a Friday night going into even a Saturday, and really make it a cool event.
Here's the kickoff. Kendrick will take it, and they're across the 20, some room to run. Through to the 35-yard line is Hewitt, and Hewitt, a good return here for Kendrick as they will get things started. Ball on the 35-yard line for the Tigers. 1st and 10 as we begin the second half. Thanks for joining us here on IdahoSports.com. The battle in Boise.
A lot of fun.
We've had worse days.
There's definitely worse days. I don't think we could have a bad day here. Where we're set up.
No, this is
kidding.
I would take this. Can they just do this every week? I don't know what they're complaining about having to have workers and all this to make the event happen. Let's just open the gate and tell the teams to go out there.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
So 1st and 10, Kendrick. They'll try to answer. Now, again, they've had the ball in their hands the last couple of minutes of this game. They just threw that interception towards the end of the half. Kep will keep it up the middle, crosses the 40, down to the 41, 42-yard line. This has been a very clean game. Only one penalty so far, if I'm remembering right, just that one false start down low. Maybe there was another one? I can't think of it. It must have been very unimportant if there was one. 2nd down, they'll run it up the middle across the 45. 1st down, Kendrick. That one kept on the ground by number 4, Wyatt Fitzmaurice, and they'll move the chains. So a quick 1st down here for Kendrick, and this is the way they wanted to start the drive. And I believe everybody on the Kendrick sideline, from what I can see, is probably shaded now behind the shade. So that's nice. The Oakley fans are jealous. Hewitt in motion. Kep will keep it, and he keeps it again, another 5-6 yards on first down. So 2nd and 4 here for Kendrick, and this is methodical. You talked about it earlier. First down, second down, first down. That's kind of what Kendrick has been trying to do here.
Yeah, and a great opportunity as well here with, 2nd and short, really kind of getting into that rhythm.
Here's a handoff to Hewitt, and Hewitt still on his feet. He carried that defender for an extra 4 or 5 yards, and he's inside down to the 34.
Yeah, great run that time. You had the 2nd and short, man in motion, and try to divert the defense a little bit. This is a fantastic opening drive here for Kendrick, taking up the first 2 minutes of this clock in a really nice rhythm. And in halftime is really kind of a chance offensively for you to really kind of reset things a little bit and, kind of get back into a script, if you will. It might not be totally scripted, but you have a good idea of what you want to do offensively.
Kep's going to keep it, fakes the handoff. He gets down to the 30. Pick up of about 4. Was a little tongue twister there. Had to space out my southern voice.
Yeah, but again, I mean, it's another 5-yard gain on first down. So, back to that rhythm that you talked about. First down, second down, first down. Get the ball moving. Get you feeling good. Get your offensive line firing off the ball. Get your quarterback confident. It's all clicking right now here offensively for Kendrick.
Second down. Kep pitches it, and Hewitt's got some room. Hewitt down to the 23, and he will have the first down. Kendrick has thrown the ball well, but not when they have to throw the ball.
Right.
That is when we've seen them when they have to throw it, they've had the ball deflected, they got it intercepted, but when they just want to throw it, they've been very successful.
Yeah, and that's a good thing here, obviously,
right.
if you're Kendrick, but it's what you have is it's good offensive balance. And it's a lot harder to throw the ball, obviously, when the defense is expecting you to throw it. But, yeah, when it's not expected, like it is right here.
And a throw here. A great block on the outside. It was an unfortunate time to have a low pass there to Hewitt because he got a great block on the outside. I think that was 84? Yeah, Mason Kimberling. He had a great block on his man, and really Hewitt had a lot of room to run over there because of it.
I think it would have been a touchdown if they were able to get that pass out cleanly. I think they had it set up down that sideline.
Just a little bit low. So now it'll be second down, and they'll say he lost a yard. So 2nd and 11. 9 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Oakley and Kendrick from Albertson Stadium. Kep goes back on the left side, and Hewitt has a lot of room, one-on-one, and can't get past that defender. That's Bridger Duncan on the wrap-up stop. It'll be third down, third and about 2, maybe a long 1.
Yeah, it's third and short, for sure. But a good job second down play call there for Kendrick. Again, just keep it simple. Get your playmakers out in space and really just simple play design and set themselves up for success here on third down.
And they just plow forward with Kep, and he gets about 2 yards. First down for Kendrick. First down at the 12, so they can actually get another first down inside the 2. As this drive taking a good chunk of time off the clock, already almost 4 minutes gone here in the quarter. They kind of want to slow it down. They like to keep it on the ground, and Oakley has really lived on those big plays.
Yeah, dream opening drive here for Kendrick to start the half.
And there's a dream defensive stop by number 3 for Oakley, Zane Sherfy, with the sack in the backfield.
Yeah, it was Sherfy and then once again Severe, who's just been all over the place defensively for Oakley this afternoon. As he's, again, just if you want to know where the ball is, just look where number 30 is. That's probably where the ball is. So he did a good job of getting some penetration, getting there in the backfield, and along with his teammate Sherfy, and it's a loss of 2. Really, the first, I guess, misstep on this drive so far for Kendrick.
It has been. They've been pretty clean so far. Down to 7:15 on the clock now. Second down. And now they'll look to throw. Kep rolls to his left. Nothing there. He's in danger now. Just has to get rid of it. And the official is thinking about it down there. And they're going to say outside of the pocket.
Yeah, but I don't think he got back to the line of scrimmage, and that's going to be what Oakley's argument is here.
And there was nothing there. They're still talking about it. The officials. We'll see if it comes out. And there it is.
Yep, and it's the right call. The ball didn't get back to the line of scrimmage, which is the key to the whole thing.
This is going to be a huge loss.
Yeah.
This is down around probably the 28, 29-yard line.
Yeah, and here you are for Kendrick. You've taken almost 5 minutes off of the clock to start this drive, and now you're staring at a third and, I don't know,
23.
27, 20-plus yards. And now you're looking at not getting anything out of this drive. And, that's how critical that penalty there is here. So,
and whistles.
And it's a loss of down, so it's fourth down. Or at least they have four on the sticks.
That was second down.
So it should be third down.
It should be third
Okay,
down.
and that's what they're straightening out now, I guess.
It should be third down. I think that's what this official's coming over here to say. It should be third. No, they're saying fourth down.
Well,
so they lost an entire play. Timeout, and now they're going to have to call a timeout. So a very unfortunate series of events here, and I think they want to talk about it. They're still talking to the officials because that last play was second down. And so instead of repeating the down like most penalties do, as a hold, we'll replay first down. No, you don't replay it. You just don't. It counts against you.
Basically what the penalty is that the sack happened. That's essentially what the penalty is.
And this should be third.
Yeah, and that's exactly what Kendrick is saying here. I think you're right. I think it should be third down. And get this officiating crew some credit. They're working to get the call right. They're working to get things straightened out. They're working to get it right. They came together, talked about the intentional grounding. Now they threw the flag. I think what may have ended up happening was they shifted the down marker before they threw the flag.
Yes, I think that's what happened. And it's one thing where if the yard marker man would say, I moved that, it would let them know.
Right.
It should be third down. And I hope they fix this because this is.
It's an important juncture of the game for sure.
No, I'm surprised here. They're just going to go for it, though. Kep, he's going to have to go deep, and they go to the end zone, and it's caught and touchdown. It doesn't matter. Kendrick says, to heck with that. We'll just score anyways. And they punch it in for a touchdown, 25-yard pitch and catch.
Well, it's a moot point now. But what a play there, third or fourth or regardless of whatever down it was. And Ty Cap, what a throw there in a big spot. Puts that one on the money and gets Kendrick back in the tie game here, 22-all. What a drive there for Kendrick. The only bit of adversity that drive faced was when they were down inside that red zone. And that intentional grounding really threw him off schedule, but Cap makes up for it with a great throw.
And Kep's going to keep it, and he punches his way in for the two-point conversion. And Kendrick continues to stay just a step ahead because of that conversion. And now Kendrick has retaken the lead 24-22. Looking for your next home, farm, ranch, investment, or commercial property? If so, be sure to look no further than Ken and Valerie Hobart with Windermere Real Estate for help. With over 23 years of experience in north central Idaho, they are licensed in both Washington and Idaho to help make your dreams a reality wherever they may be. 2 great agents to serve you with one mission to help you with all of your real estate needs. The choice is easy when it comes to real estate in the LC Valley and surrounding areas. Ken and Valerie Hobart with Windermere Real Estate. The Hobarts are proud to support Kendrick Athletics and want to wish the Tigers good luck today. Strom Electric has been serving the Palouse and Camas Prairie region since 1938, providing electrical wiring for all sizes of projects and well pump installations. Strom Electric is licensed and insured in Washington and Idaho, so when it's time to renovate your home, business, or to install a well water pump system, give them a call at 835-2331. Strom Electric, strong supporters of local high school sports. Finally, for over 90 years, Clark's for Shopping has been the place to go in Oakley for all of your grocery, produce, dairy, and pizza needs. From the entire friendly staff at Clark's for Shopping, good luck, Hornets. And they'll boot that one on a line. That one ricochets off of Cole Beck, and he's able to finally fall down on it. That was a dangerous... if that ricochets a little further back, that could be a real mess.
Yeah, Beck, the freshman, gets that one kicked right at him. You know, I don't know if Kendrick did that on purpose to kick it straight at a freshman, but if they did, yeah, I like the strategy. You know, kick it straight at someone who, you know, doesn't have as much varsity experience as a lot of the other kids on this roster. But, you know, that could sometimes work out pretty well for you. Just kick it straight at someone and just hope you get a bounce off the ricochet.
And they did there, but now Oakley has good field position out of it. Ball at the 37. They'll pitch it out left side to Sevier. Sevier gets around the first defender, gets past the second. Now he's got room to run. He's across midfield and down to the 45-yard line.
Just a tough guy to bring down is Sevier. He tried to find the edge there, especially when he gets moving downhill. He can throw a stiff arm. He's got a big body and, you know, really gets a full head of steam going downfield, and a great drive starter chunk play for Oakley there to get things going.
Yeah, all of a sudden inside Kendrick territory, 6 minutes, 52 seconds here left in the third quarter. Robinson steps up to call out the play and back to midfield, waits for the snap. Twins to either side, and now he'll reset once again. Gets the snap. He wants to throw deep, and he's sacked. Coming in the backfield with the stop for Kendrick. Quickly to the ball. If he'll turn, I can see his jersey number. That's number 3. Or is that, that was 4, Wyatt Fitzmaurice. Big sack after a huge play to open the drive for Oakley.
Yeah, really kind of threw him off schedule there. Now you got a second and long here, and a good job from the Kendrick defense downfield to secondary. Really wasn't a whole lot of places to put that ball. Good combination of good coverage plus a good pass rush as well, and the result, a sack.
They'll keep it on the ground here. That's Cranny. Cranny back across midfield, and it'll be down at the 43. So now third and about 8 yards here for Oakley.
Good job to get some of that yardage back on second down there. So now you got a third and a very manageable spot here with a 3rd and 8 coming up. You know, probably looking at 4-down territory if you get some production here on 3rd and 8.
He'll send a man out wide. Quick pass is caught, and a big hit. And they'll be short of the first down as Cooper Beck caught it and got walloped. Stayed on his feet, but still a little short.
Yeah, but they're going to go for it, and that's okay. You know, and you get Beck, a big body coming straight down on the slant route. They just need about a yard here on 4th down.
Robinson gets the snap. He'll keep it himself, and he's not. Oh, we'll see where they spot this.
I don't think he got it. I think he's short.
My initial reaction was he did not have it, and it is very close. The nose of the ball looks to be shy of the 35. There was a gap, and he went through it, and Kendrick just out of nowhere blew it up, and it does go to Kendrick.
Yeah, great stop defensively for Kendrick. It was just winning at the point of attack there for Kendrick, and Oakley didn't need a lot. They only needed about 1, maybe 2 yards. You know, and especially in those types of situations, those are sometimes routine pickups, especially for a team like Oakley. But Kendrick doing a good job of breaking through and getting the stop.
And a flag comes out here. So a warning on Oakley here.
Sideline warning, it looks like, although I guess you're.
No, that's not a warning. That's personal foul, unsportsmanlike conduct for something. I wonder if somebody, we did not see anything. So it leads me to believe somebody said something because we would have seen it. And you cannot do that right there. Now they're across midfield. They were going to start at the 35. Now the ball across midfield. Oakley with the ball, or Kendrick with the ball and the lead, and a huge hit on a run there. Oakley coming a little fired up here as that hit number 54. I don't have a 54. 64.
64 down, Hardy.
Big hit.
6'3" junior, yeah. Good job by Hardy breaking through and stuffing that first down run.
Kendrick right back to the same play through the middle. Yards still on their feet across the 30. And Hewitt just wants it a little bit more out there. A big run, almost 20 yards on the ground there.
You know, Old Mo, the momentum of this game certainly sitting in favor of Kendrick. They had that, nice looking drive to open the half, capped it off by, there was third, fourth down, whatever it was, by that long touchdown. They get the fourth down stop. This isn't going to help as it's a false start, but Kendrick, it really seems like the momentum starting to shift over there right now.
It does seem like it, as they got that big stop on fourth down, and now they've been able to move the penalty. Everything kind of going the way of the Tigers right now. And what we have not seen is the mistakes from Kendrick lead to points for Oakley. We could see the first time here a turnover on downs lead to points, and then an ensuing penalty. Essentially, they turned it over at midfield is what happened here, essentially. And they're going to go deep here, and it's going to be caught at the 10 and a touchdown for Kendrick. It would have been a pass interference anyways, as Hunter Taylor had his jersey tugged on, gets out of it, gets the catch, and gets in the end zone. Touchdown, Kendrick.
Yeah, this is going to stand as a Kendrick touchdown. Like you said, you probably saw it on your screen as Hunter Taylor just had his defender beat pretty soundly there. All the defender could do was just hope that the pass interference holding, whatever, would slow him down just enough. But Taylor had him beat pretty good, and it didn't end up mattering as Kendrick, 2 quick scores here midway through the third quarter. They open up with that big, long drive and get a turnover on downs. They score a few plays later, and here they are now with an 8-point lead, looking to make it 2 scores here.
This would be a huge conversion. If they punch this in, it's a 2-score game. There's a throw, and it's knocked away. Bridger Duncan gets a hand on it, and that is one of the biggest defensive plays of the game for Oakley, because that would have made it 32-22. Now 2 scores you have to make up, and right now they keep it at a 1-score game. 3:47 on the clock here in the third quarter. Lee's Furniture, Floor, and More has one of the largest selections of furniture and floor coverings in the Magic Valley, always in stock and ready for same-day delivery. Whether you're decorating your new home, updating your current home, or shopping for that special someone, Lee's is the place to shop for all your flooring and furniture needs. Visit their store at 459 Overland in Burley for their new Labor Day specials, where you can find up to 40% or more off on all furniture going on right now. Lee's Furniture, Floors, and More is a proud supporter of local student athletes. AMI Supply provides agricultural and industrial equipment and tools to the Burley area. Their friendly staff will help you find the tools you need for any project, and they guarantee that you will be satisfied with their service. You can visit them right there in Burley, 719 Overland Avenue. And there must have been a penalty, because Kendrick is going to kick off from midfield here. Did you see it?
No. I did not. I didn't even see a flag come out.
And this one will be booted left side, and it's going to roll out of bounds. So at the end of the day, Oakley is probably okay with that as the kick goes out of bounds.
Yeah, you know, I know we saw, one of the teams try an onside kick earlier in the game, but there's a spot to try an onside kick.
That would be
it's
it.
Right there.
when you've got the ball at midfield, I mean, really, now this ball is going to come up to the 35. If you don't get it, maybe they get it at the 42?
Right.
I mean, 7-yard difference here.
And you're still working with, decent starting field position, obviously offensively, but it's not going to kill you if you don't get it defensively. That makes the risk a little more worth it at that point if you could try the onside there. But, and I do like the strategy there from Kendrick because they just tried to kind of kick it down into that corner. The problem is it ended up going out of bounds. And now I think they're discussing where this ball should be spotted.
Yeah,
it was kicked from the 50 instead of the 40.
You're talking to Coach Jones over there from Oakley as well. Still not sure. So they're going to put it at the 25?
Yeah.
All right. Well,
I guess.
Okay, ball's at 25. Okay, now we got more whistles.
I think the confusion here is you know where to spot it if you kick off from that normal spot. But since they kicked it from the 50,
does that
change anything? I'm not a rules expert in football. I don't know. But it appears I'm maybe not the only one who.
No, I think a lot of people are. Yeah. Well, thanks for joining us here at the Battle in Boise. Hey, let's thank Oakley Valley Stone. They've been locally owned and operated since 1948. Oakley Valley Stone offers flooring supplies, patio stones, blocks, and tiles, and also provides custom cutting of blocks and stones. Call 208-862-3450 or visit them on Main Street in Oakley. Oakley Valley Stone is operated by Jim and Dave Birch, and they proudly support Oakley Athletics. All right, now to the 35, which I think was the right answer. And Oakley keeps it on the ground and nothing there for Bryce Sevier.
Yeah, they're just trying to get one of those drive starters just right off on that first down, and there's just nothing to work with up front. And, Oakley right now, you're only down 8, so, good job getting that 2-point stop. But this one certainly teetering Kendrick's way in this third quarter.
Quick pass over the middle and hit quickly after the reception. Gain of about 7. And a little slow to get up and hobbling away is Cooper Beck. He's had a couple of big catches, including that long touchdown pass earlier in the day.
Yeah, Beck, he looks to be all right as he kind of hobbles his way over to the sideline. But this is a big third down here for Oakley. The last thing you want to do is give it right back to Kendrick, who scored on their last 2 drives in pretty quick succession. It's one of those drives you don't have to score if you're Oakley right now, but you got to get at least a first down or 2 to kind of get some of this momentum back on your side.
3rd and about 2, and they thought about a quick pass, and it's blown up in the middle. Sacked by number 4, Wyatt Fitzmaurice. He just came in and lowered his shoulder and plowed through the quarterback Robinson there.
Yeah, big sack by Fitzmaurice. He basically came in untouched. No one really touched him.
And now look at this, Lucas. You go from, if that's an incomplete pass, 4th and 1, you might go for it.
Yeah.
Now it's 4th and 9.5, and you got to punt this deep in your zone.
Yep, and it's a 3 and out, for Oakley, and you're going to give the ball back to Kendrick now. Who, like I said, they've scored pretty quickly on their last 2 drives. That was
that one
lucky snap.
Almost blocked, but heck of a punt by Cranny all the way back inside the 20. And a little hesitation move across the 30 down to the 35-yard line, and that's where Kendrick will take over. And Kendrick, we have seen them eat a lot of clock here in this quarter. They have controlled the ball and had the ball for pretty much the entire
whole
quarter.
Yeah.
And from what we've seen from them, they would be completely happy eating up another 5 minutes here on the clock. Hey, Industrial Ventilation, or IVI, is proud to sponsor the Oakley Hornets. For the Hornets, game time is their chance to shine after days of practice and preparation. It's the same for our Oakley potato growers. After days of summer fun, fall harvest brings a yield from their potato field. Potato growers need to protect their yield with perfect storage conditions. We'll get back to IVI in a second after this play. Big run here up the middle and a nice pickup on first down. And IVI, they're proud to partner with area growers in creating ideal storage climates along with their protective treatment applications. For over 50 years, Industrial Ventilation teams up and supports our area potato growers and our Oakley Hornets. So now it'll be second and about 3 here for Kendrick, and we've got the Fruitland Band in the house here.
Coming in for the second game of the triple-header.
And Hewitt, a lot of room to run. He tries to go outside. Can he get past the white jerseys? And they're going to throw a flag here. And I don't.
That's a backbreaker. I think it's the right call, but man, you didn't need to.
They said I thought he hit him in the front, and that's what he's saying. I thought he got in front and kind of pushed him in the chest. I didn't. They're going to call a block in the back here, but I didn't think he blocked. And he did, like you said, he didn't need to do it. So it's going to be 10 yards from the spot, and it was around the 20. So it'll come back to the 32. So they had a vote. I think it was the Statesman had a vote for best band in the state, and or best band in the Treasure Valley, and you could vote. And I voted for Fruitland. That's who I voted for. Yeah. And they do. Look at them. They are huge. They have a huge band. A couple years ago, they were like the de facto band for the Big Sky tournament. They were there all day. Were everybody's band, and they are one of the best bands in the state. So here we go, first down after the penalty, and Kep has so much room on the left side. Ty Kep inside the 5, touchdown Ty Kep. 32 yards on the ground, and Kep has now put Kendrick up by 2 scores.
It's just been a third quarter that's just been dominated by Kendrick, not only just in time of possession, but they're winning the turnover battle. They're winning the one-on-ones. They're getting to the edge just a step or two quicker. And a great job by Ty Kep turning on the burners there to get that 30-plus yard score. And this third quarter has just been all Kendrick. So you got 35 seconds left in the quarter, but first 7.5 minutes, or 11.5 minutes rather, all Kendrick.
They have scored 3 touchdowns here in the last 7 minutes of game. Kep's going to keep it on the ground for the conversion. He's in. It's good. And the Kendrick sideline, they're hyped up right now as they have now taken a 16-point lead here. Not only is that 2 touchdowns, but that's 2 touchdowns and both conversions good. So no room for error for Oakley right now. They have to score twice and convert twice just to tie it up here.
Yeah, and that's without Kendrick scoring again, which they've been doing a lot of that in the third quarter. You mentioned they'd scored 3 touchdowns in the last 7.5 minutes, but the first 5 minutes before that, they had the ball.
They did.
The entire 5 minutes. So that's what I mean about how it's sort of just been a third quarter that's just been completely dominated by Kendrick in all two. I guess it's just 2 facets of the game with, or go 3 facets of the game. Sure, with the kickoff being at the 50-yard line, and they tried to pin him deep, didn't quite work out. But it's just been all Kendrick here in the third quarter.
I think it's safe to say Kendrick won halftime. Whatever they did in the locker room, I think Kendrick did it better as they have come out on fire. They have scored 3 straight times to open up the second half.
Now, Oakley, last drive I said they need to get a couple first downs. Now you need to score. There's only a half minute left in this third quarter. You're down 16, so you got to score twice and get 2 2-point conversions. And that's assuming Kendrick doesn't score for the rest of the game. So, you only have another 12.5 minutes to work.
And they're going to almost get the onside kick. They should have had that.
Yeah, they
just
should.
A bad read at it. And, I won't say bad, just a little bit off there on the edge. But that was one right where it needed to be and just could not catch up to it.
Yeah, Yeah, you just kick it to the space there, and then just try to win the race.
Oh man. Okay, Lucas. Here's the thing. Looking at this, Oakley has not really gone on a sustained drive. Their first touchdown was a kickoff return. The second touchdown was a 38-yard reception where it was a broken play. I mean, he was just wide open, and it was, they had taken over around that spot of the field. And then the third was a 66-yard reception on fourth down. It was their first set of downs. They have not gone on one of these long, sustained drives, and they need one right here. And Sevier will start it off, and he's wrapped up after a gain of maybe 2.
Yeah, you need that, or you need some more explosive plays.
Yeah.
One of the two.
You just, right now it's like they're living or dying off the long plays, and they lived off of it in the first half, and right now it's kind of hurting. They need one of those, or they need to start going on one of these long, sustained drives. Second down, Robinson looks to throw, and this one's going to be intercepted. And unless somebody catches up to Hunter Taylor, he is going to go in for 6. Another touchdown for Kendrick. Hunter Taylor takes that one back, 50 yards, pick 6 on the board.
The absolute last thing that Oakley needed right there, and Hunter Taylor just read that route like a book. He read that the quarterback's eyes the whole way. Steps in front of it. Easy pick 6 for Hunter Taylor. And boy, this third quarter is...
Kendrick scored 2 touchdowns in the first half.
Yep.
They have scored 4 in the past 7 minutes. They have scored 2 in the last 35 seconds.
Yep. That says it all right there.
The Kendrick defense has stepped up. They have overcome a couple of turnovers by the offense in the first half, which really could have put the score ahead even more. And right now it is all Kendrick. And a flag here on the conversion attempt.
Man, we were just sitting at halftime talking about how, this game as advertised. Both these teams, either team could win it.
Man.
Oh, man, has it flipped since then.
And I don't think Oakley, I don't think they've ever been in this position in a long, not ever, they haven't been in this position in a long time. And there's a throw, and it'll be knocked away. Great job by the Oakley D on that one. Keeps it at 44-22.
But here's the thing, you keep it at 22. It's 22 instead of 24.
That's right. It's
so
still a benefit. We're going to take a quick break and be right back here on IdahoSports.com.
At P1FCU, we're all about celebrating your wins, like finding an extra $10 in the wash.
Sweet.
Or your team winning the championship.
And it's out of here. Yes! Woo!
Your wins add up, just like earning dividends in an Ascend checking account. So let's celebrate the wins together. Open your account at p1fcu.org/win. P1FCU, your community, your credit union.
Welcome back, everybody, as we start the fourth quarter. Kendrick on top, 44-22. We're joined by the man, Leif Morrison. Is it Morrison?
It is
I never know people's last name, and I know I've seen it a million times, and it's embarrassing.
Leif's kind of like Cher, It's just,
I just know you as, it's just Leif, and I'm like, he has a last name.
Yeah, well.
But he's an assistant at Burley, and he runs the newly formed Idaho Bowl.
Yes, sir.
So we'll talk about that here in a minute. The Idaho Bowl features a 6th grade, 7th grade, and 8th grade game, some of the best players in the state, right, Leif?
Yep. We're hoping to have players from hopefully every school in the state or almost every school in the state, all locations all across Idaho. So we're really excited to get it rolling.
Kendrick tries the onside kick again. Penalty here. So how do you put something together like that? How do you pick the players? How does that go if you want one from every school? Is somebody on a campaign for that?
Yeah, well, we'll start reaching out to a lot of the youth coaches all throughout the state within the next couple weeks to a month. All of those guys will hopefully send in nominations and film with their players, and we have a film review crew that will review all the film and hand select all of the best players from all across the state. So we're kind of starting the campaign right now and getting the word out to everybody, and it's been a lot of positive feedback so far, so we're excited.
So it'll be next summer,
yes,
right? And any idea where that might be next summer?
We're hoping to hold it around this location. So we're talking to a bunch of different universities, and I can't really talk about it until
Can't
we get
divulge.
everything signed. Yeah, until
Treasure Valley. Can we say that?
We can. I'm in talks with all of the universities in the state of Idaho, but we'd like to be around here for sure. And we're just kind of waiting until we get contracts in front of us that we can sign. But even the universities are super excited about the idea and getting a bunch of young stud athletes on their campus, which is cool.
So Oakley will take over here on the plus side of the 50-yard line, ball at the 48, as they really got to dig themselves out of a hole here. So how many of these kids, are coming in that you're going to expect to see playing here at the next level, potentially in this same event in future years?
Yeah, it would be awesome, actually. Once those kids get into high school, you guys will probably be calling their names a couple times.
First down here for Oakley. Sevier goes out right. Robinson, nothing there. He'll have to scramble left. Still looking, and he's going to just throw it away. He's hit by a horde of Tigers there. It'll be second down. So what goes into planning an event like this? You've obviously, are the kids just, coming here from home, or are they staying at a location together, or what are they doing?
We'll hand select all the kids. We'll send them all invites, 6th, 7th, and 8th graders. There'll be 2 separate teams, and then we'll spend 3 nights, 4 days on a college campus where the kids will, I'll let you.
And that one, a short pass. It'll be third down here for Oakley. This Kendrick defense is just, they've kind of taken over our jobs right now.
Yeah, they're pretty good. Some big old boys down there. But we'll spend 3 nights on a college campus, and they'll get to participate in activities every day, eat on campus, practice on campus. It'll be like a bowl game experience. The Idaho Bowl is what we're calling it. So it'll be really cool for these guys.
So how are the teams put together? In the past, we've seen some all-star events, maybe be Team Treasure Valley versus Team Region. I think of the all-star basketball game that happens every year as the third down play here. Robinson, and he pitches it inside on a little shovel pass, and it's going to be short of the first down. It'll bring up fourth down. But how are the teams going to be organized this year?
So typically in all-star games, it's divided by region, but we are going to divide it by talent. So guys will be playing with each other. I mean, you could have a Coeur d'Alene kid playing with a Rigby kid, which would be really cool, or people from all across the state. We're going to divide it up by talent, and I think that's going to make it the most competitive version of football that we possibly can. And we get to see the best players from every corner of the state that way.
Fourth down, Robinson got to get it done here for Oakley if they want any hope of coming back. Cranny, he's got the ball and he's got a first down, and that's exactly what Oakley needed. So you say divide it by talent. Are you saying, if there's a team, if there's 40 kids in a game, are you going to put the best 20 on one team and the worst 20 on the other? Is that how that's going to go?
We hope it doesn't go that way.
He's gonna split it up. Hey, I'm on the B team here. That's not fair. Guess I know where I stand in things. So first down, Robinson throws it out to Cranny again, and he's wrapped up immediately. No gain on the play.
Curious as to what your motivation behind an event like this is. I mean, is it kind of just and it could be totally off, is it kind of just showcase a little bit of the talent that we have kind of coming up over to the high school level, or what was your kind of thought process?
Yeah, it will be a showcase game of the talent all across the state. We're actually working with the Ronald McDonald Houses of Idaho to use this game as a charity fundraiser for them.
Cranny, he's outside and he's got a first down. He's been a busy man the last couple of plays here.
And so we're excited to be able to, that's such a great cause. I don't know if you guys know anything about the Ronald McDonald charities, but they are fantastic, and they've done a lot of really cool things for people that I know individually. And so we're going to use this as somewhat of a fundraiser for them and donate some money and get some awareness raised for those guys and hopefully get some cash into their hands because of this football game.
Robinson rolls right, and he is walloped. Goodness. And they're going to throw a flag here. Some sort of targeting penalty, I'm assuming, but I thought he led with the shoulder, but it doesn't matter what I think. So Oakley going to get a first down out of it. Looks like Coach Hobart doesn't really agree down there. He's saying, yeah, you can see his motion. He said he pushed him. Doesn't really matter. So how much is it going to cost for somebody to get in? If they're just a fan, wherever this event is, how much will it cost for them to get in and watch one of those Idaho Bowl games?
We're going to do it all free of charge. So anybody that wants to come watch can come watch. There's not an entry fee at the gate. It's all going to be free. Idaho Sports is going to stream it if people can't make it there in person. But we want as many people in the stands supporting these young athletes as we possibly can. And we're asking people bring an item that can be donated to the Ronald McDonald House instead of paying, that $10, $15 per person. And we'll release kind of what they want or what they're looking for later this spring.
Robinson keeps this one, and he's wrapped up again. And I tell you, the man, Wyatt Fisk-Morris, has been all over the place on defense for Kendrick. So you said you'll release a list later of what people can bring to help out with that, right?
Yeah, maybe it'll be gift cards or toiletries or toys or blankets, whatever they want specifically. We're going to cater it towards that. People can come in, watch some awesome football, donate some items to the Ronald McDonald House of Idaho, and hopefully have a great day.
Second down here. Robinson wants to throw across the middle. This one deflected, and who has it? It is intercepted. I thought maybe Beck had a chance for it, but no, it's picked off by Kendrick. It'll come out to the 20-yard line, and the Tigers have just taken control of this one. So Leif, if there's any middle school players out there listening or middle school parents, what kind of message do you have for them right here, right now?
Film your games. Get some clips of your athlete playing, and then if you can log on to IdahoBowl.com, there is a link that you can nominate a player, or if you want to email us your coach's name or coaches, the coach your athlete, we'll send out a nomination list to them, and we're going to get lists to everybody out in the state that we possibly can and get the best players on one field for 1 weekend of fun.
So they can find all that on IdahoBowl.com.
IdahoBowl.com, yes, sir.
Okay, so IdahoBowl.com. Thanks, Leif, for telling us about it. One final question. Where do I get a Burley shirt like that?
Cameron Anderson is the man.
Okay.
A.K.A. Swag King, as he likes to call himself.
That is a slick shirt. Thanks for joining us, Leif. We're excited for the Idaho Bowl coming up next summer.
Thank you, guys.
So Oakley, as we were chatting there, goes on a drive, Lucas, but can't turn it in at any points.
Yeah, and they just kind of tried to fire it down to the traffic, trying to make something happen. You're down a couple scores. Again, this is a territory that Oakley just is not used to being in, quite frankly. I mean, the Oakley's used to being on the other side of this thing, where they're up a couple scores. They have control of the game. So it's always interesting to see how teams like this react to situations like this, where they're down a few scores, and they need to make a play, they need to make something happen. You end up seeing that every now and then, forcing something into traffic in an unforced error.
And Kep gets the first down, and he could see the writing on the wall, and he just slides. Says, I don't need to risk my body out here and getting hit by some of these big Oakley boys. I'm just going to slide down and keep the first and keep the clock running. Like you mentioned, Lucas, I don't know in my time at Idaho Sports that when I've ever seen Oakley in this sort of situation. Where they have been down by this much in any sort of time, and that just shows you how good this Kendrick team is. First down, here's the handoff, and Fitzmaurice, he gets the carry. He's a monster on offense and defense. But the 1A D2 level, let's talk about that for a minute. Kendrick is clearly the number one. Who's the number two? That's the question, is who's going to even be able to keep up? Last year in the state championship, Dietrich gave him a good game. Dietrich was in that thing. Dietrich lost some bodies this year. I think potentially that team that could keep up is maybe Garden Valley this year. I think Garden Valley, they beat Dietrich to open the season, and maybe Camas County. So those are two teams to watch the rest of the way here. Those two are going to be good and fun to watch. As a flag here is false start. It's going to move them back. But right now, I think if you're a Division II team looking at it, it's a little scary to see what this Kendrick team can do.
Yeah, and then to kind of go off of that, if they haven't seen the score of this one yet, it's going to scare them even more.
Yes, and honestly, it could be worse, Lucas. It could be. Here's a handoff, and Sawyer Hewitt dances around up to the 45-yard line. That's where it'll be third down here.
And, Kendrick, I mean, Oakley's been really good the last, obviously the last 3 years. They've won the state championship, the last 3 years. But Kendrick, just sort of, I know they lost some guys last year, but there's still just a ton of, anytime you're returning a 4-year starter.
Yes.
And you have tons of experience coming back. Your Kendrick, 7 seniors, 8 juniors.
So 15 returning upperclassmen. That is, I heard somebody say it as we get the first down play here. Kep's going to keep it, and he's across midfield, and he slides down. I think it was Will Henneke said, all the other D2 schools are saying, finally, this is it for Kendrick.
Yeah.
Kep will be gone. You know, some of these studs that have been out there for Kendrick will get a chance, but I'm not sure that that's going to be the full story because they've got so much great talent that is still below. Like Sawyer Hewitt, he's just a junior. Some of these other guys are still going to be back for Kendrick, but they have just been dominant. This game is not indicative of how good Oakley is. This is not saying Oakley's a bad team. It's another false start. This is showing how good Kendrick is.
Yeah, without a doubt. And you look at some of the juniors that Kendrick has on this roster. You have guys like Carson Hogan. We've called his name a couple times tonight. Hewitt, like we said, he touches the ball a lot. And then you go down, it's another strong sophomore class. You just don't see programs at the 1A level bring the number of bodies out to play football like Kendrick does. Kendrick has a lot of kids come out to play football.
And almost taking that one to the house was number 11, Nathan Tweet. And a flag here. This might be 3 consecutive penalties. As it will be a hold. That's the first hold we've had today. But you're right about the numbers. There have been 3A, 4A, and it's crazy to say, but even 5A teams that I have seen, you've probably seen, that have less bodies than this Kendrick team does right now. And it's a 1A school.
Right. Yeah, and some of those upper levels, like you obviously have, a JV team, and the 5As will have freshmen teams and stuff like that too. But yeah, in terms of your varsity roster, you're right. I mean, this roster is about as long as it kind of looks like a 3A varsity roster a little bit. In terms of how many kids they have coming out, and you just have to give credit to this entire Kendrick coaching staff and this program that they have going on here. And I know you and I both work with Lance Taylor all the time. He talks about programs.
Yes.
There's programs and there's once a decade teams. Kendrick's a program.
Right.
Both these schools are programs.
They are. They are.
So
the kids grow up knowing, they watch these teams. I think of Gooding. Okay, so you go to Gooding, and there are kids sitting all around the field in their jerseys saying, one day I'm going to play here. And that's what's happening in these two communities. Those kids in 4th, 5th, 6th grade, they know one day as that pass caught and be close to a first down, not quite, 3rd and short. That's all they want. They want to play on that field, and they want to win. They've seen their older brothers, their cousins, their neighbors, whatever, go and win football games, and they want to do that. And that's how you build a program, is you start winning, and it's contagious, and you just want to keep it in the community. And, Oakley, you see it. I saw some kids running around here for Oakley, and I say kids, in their Oakley jerseys, and same with Kendrick. There's some kids down here on the Kendrick sideline that are wearing jerseys. They're waiting for their chance to play. Kep is going to keep this one. He's swallowed up. Great defense, and Sevier is back there. And an update right now, Camas County is currently all over Garden Valley, 22-0. So we talked about Camas County, Garden Valley. Thanks, Will, for the update. Maybe that shows us that it's probably Camas County then maybe is that in that second. And I think they were second in the polls this week. And will anything make it other than those two in the polls? And the 1A D2 bracket is still the only one that's not set up like everybody else is off Max Prep. So hopefully Camas County and Kendrick are on opposite sides of that bracket this year.
Yeah, otherwise, it kind of seems like, those two teams, especially with that score that Will just texted in, certainly kind of, and again, it's September. It's September 1st,
It's September. You're right.
So
barely September.
Heading into Labor Day weekend here. But, the high school football starts kind of mid-August as well. So we kind of have a little bit of a feel for what we have around this time of year. We sort of answer some of those early season questions of, how are some of these schools going to look. But, yeah, certainly, those two schools that we talked about, certainly at the top of the conversation, at the forefront of the mind at the D2 level, without a doubt.
Hey, George F. Brocky and Sons is a fourth-generation family business that has been pricing quality peas, lentils, garbanzo beans, and Austrian winter peas for over 65 years in north central Idaho and southeast Washington. These products are cleaned and then shipped under the top-notch and sun-dried brands to nearly every continent on Earth. Our worldwide customers have come to expect quality products in every shipment. At George F. Brocky and Sons, we build relationships with our local customers as this play goes up the middle on 4th down, and they're going to be just short of the 1st down. They build relationships with their loyal customers to maximize yields and ensure quality. Stop by their facility in Kendrick and say hello, and as always, go Tigers. So on 4th down, Kendrick not able to pick up the first. It'll go over to Oakley, 2:27 to go. And right now, Kendrick pitching a shutout in the second half.
Yeah, not only a shutout in the second half, but remember, Oakley has 3 touchdowns. One of them was a kick return.
Right.
So they've given up 2 offensive touchdowns the entire game, and you have it over there. I think both of them were long plays.
They were.
Oakley has not put together an offensive sustained drive the whole afternoon.
They put together the one, but they turned the ball over.
Yeah, right.
They haven't done that. I don't consider that a long sustained drive. Like, they turned it over.
A long sustained drive where you score at the end.
But before that, they had not. Nothing.
Yep.
They've just struggled all second half here and really all game long with this Kendrick defense. Robinson looking to throw. He goes outside into the hands of Cranny. And this has worked well the last few possessions, throwing to Cranny on the outside.
Yeah, it has. And they get a 1st down here as well. They get it across midfield. Again, last time they went down the field and ended up throwing the interception at the end of the drive. But, you got under 2 minutes to work with here. And at this point, you're kind of playing for next week. Let's get some momentum going into the game after. But, you could look back at this game at your Oakley in early November and view it sort of as a blessing in disguise, because you learn as this is going to be a sack, but flag coming out too. But
well, he doesn't have his helmet.
Yeah.
He got his helmet ripped off down there. It was an accident.
But Oakley is going to learn a lot more from this game tape than Kendrick is. And so, particularly, we talked about it earlier in the broadcast, these two teams don't play in the same division. Oakley D1, Kendrick D2, so they're not going to play each other in the state playoffs. So Oakley doesn't have to worry about Kendrick for the rest of the year. But what they can gather from this game, because this is the only school on Kendrick's roster that is going to be able to expose them. It's the only game that they're going to be able to be exposed like this. And so for Oakley, that could be a blessing in disguise, because at the end of the day, Oakley's probably going to be a state playoff team. Let's be real.
Oh, they will be. As Severe, nice run here, and he is inside the 20, and he loses his helmet. Goes out of bounds. Yeah, Oakley picked to win District 4 again this year. Raft River, always a strong team. Murtaugh looking a little bit a little bit good. A little bit better. Oh, my gosh, can't get my words out. And I was thinking about Cary. That's what Cary a little bit down this year. So Cary lost 36-0 to Grace. They might not be the team of yesteryear, but that's a tough league, but still Oakley is the favorite in that league, and rightfully so. So 1st and 10 here. Oakley looking to get something on the board here, and wrapped up and brought down. Nowhere to run, as Oakley just cannot get anything going on the ground outside.
Yeah, I think it's really just started with the ground game pretty much all afternoon. There just hasn't been a lot of room to run. Oakley hasn't been able to run some of the stuff that they're used to, kind of working, particularly in those early down sets.
Robinson, plenty of time right now. Kendrick only rushing 2. Gets it to Cranny, who's got a lot of room, and he's knocked out of bounds. Good pick up there, and it'll be 3rd down. Only 48 seconds to go in this one from Albertson Stadium. Game number 1 almost done from the battle in Boise here on the blue. I think I saw the Emmett band walking or rocking around too, so we should have 2 bands here for this game. The next one. If you want to watch that, click out of this broadcast and click back into the next one. Robinson still looking, plenty of time, rolls right. And that one knocked away and almost caught on his back by Cranny. It'll be 4th down.
Yeah, 4th down coming up with, 39 seconds left to go. So probably the last hope for Oakley to get the ball in the end zone here in this second half. And you just been so impressed with Kendrick, particularly, like I think you said earlier, Kendrick won halftime.
Right.
Yeah. That's essentially the difference in this game.
So 4th down here for Oakley. 39 seconds to go. Robinson, he'll roll right. He's got Severe behind him. He pitches it to Severe, and he's not going to get the first down. They needed to get it to the 8. He got to the 11. It'll go over to Kendrick, and the Tigers can line up in the victory formation and take another victory over Oakley back home up north to Kendrick.
Yeah, impressive win this afternoon from Kendrick. The long road trip down from North Idaho, and keep in mind, Oakley was the ones that came out swinging to start this
They
game.
did, yeah.
It was Severe that returned the kick for the opening kickoff for a touchdown. Oakley got an early turnover. It looked like early Oakley was really going to take control of this game, but give Kendrick a lot of credit for weathering that early storm, surviving a couple early blows from from Oakley rather, and Kendrick, an impressive win here this afternoon down in the Treasure Valley.
We're going to take a quick break and be back with the post-game show and announce our IdahoSports.com player of the game, presented by the Idaho Transportation Department right after this.
Make the memories of this game last a lifetime. By downloading the digital game file of this contest, you can have your own personal copy of this game forever. These make great gifts for the student athletes involved. Just click the Order Now button for more details.
Yeah, I know a little something about myths. Like the myth that speeding isn't dangerous. Oh, and that myth you can tailgate at a safe distance. Or that you can safely weave in and out of traffic. Don't be fooled by myths. You'll get yourself into a hairy situation. Stay focused on the road. Be a legend like me. Have you heard the one about Charlie over in Pay Lake?
Welcome to What If, Idaho, the home of 1,000 paths for those that embrace possibility. There's no better place to be if you're looking for that next career, or just exploring. Life is a wide open door, no matter your age. Here at Next Steps Idaho, you can research careers and training options that work for you, and start a dashboard to keep your plans moving forward, so you can route your path from what if to what is at nextsteps.idaho.gov.
Our army of IdahoSports.com action photographers are covering games all over the state. And now we've revamped our galleries to make it even easier to find and order your favorite action shots. Just go to IdahoSports.com and click the Action Photos link in the menu.
Hello?
I was in an accident.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I had my seatbelt on.
And welcome back, everybody. All that's left to do is to announce that Idaho Sports Player of the Game presented by the Idaho Transportation Department. And there's just one guy that really seemed to do it all. I know it's the easy answer to go with the quarterback, but, I mean, it has to be number 7, Ty Kep tonight. Kep had 5 touchdowns, 2 on the ground, 3 through the air.
Yeah, I mean, 5 touchdowns, pretty self-explanatory there for the senior quarterback, 4-year starter. It certainly has looked to be, certainly one of the better quarterbacks, if not the best quarterback at the 1A D2 level. So impressive display from Ty Kep tonight. 5 touchdowns, did it all through the air, on the ground. So kind of an easy one here for us today.
I would argue 1A, 2A, 3A level, he has got to be in the mix for the best quarterback in all of those. So thanks for joining us here for game number 1 today from the Battle in Boise here at Boise State University. This has been an Idaho Sports GameStreams production of the Battle in Boise, which was presented by Southern Solar Pros. I don't know why I can't get that out of my tongue. That's I only talk for a living. No big deal. Coverage on IdahoSports.com is presented by Project Filter, the Idaho Department of Health and Welfare, Valleywide Cooperative, Next Steps Idaho, your local Toyota dealers, and the Idaho Transportation Department, and tonight as well as P1FCU. Special thanks to everybody here at Boise State and for Cam Anderson for putting on this event and helping us get these games broadcast to you. Again, congrats to Ty Kep, our Idaho Sports Player of the Game. Thanks for joining us as Kendrick knocks down Oakley 44-22. For my broadcast partner, Lucas Gebhardt, and everybody behind the scenes here at IdahoSports.com, I'm Logan Green, and we'll see you in about 10 minutes.
This has been a presentation of IdahoSports.com GameStreams. This broadcast is copyrighted to IdahoSports.com. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this broadcast without the expressed written consent of IdahoSports.com is strictly prohibited.